Welcome. Happy 4th of July to everybody. Patriotic Day, 249 years that we've been going here.
History.
That's right, going way back. Next year will be 250. So we're just going to talk a little bit today, not going to be on too awful long. I didn't make a video up today because I figured everybody would be doing family outings, things like that. But, hey, we had a little bit of time. Let's just go ahead and throw a live up today. Be short. Like I say, if people come on, we'll be on for about an hour. If not, probably 15, 20 minutes, and we'll be gone. It'll be like a normal video. So what today, I wanted to talk a little bit about, a lot of people are asking us the same question of what are you doing out here so early? You guys live out here? What are you doing? Things like that. So that's what we want to kind of talk about a little bit today. That there's all kinds of stuff going on here in the Black Hills. Just like right here in Sturgis. Last night, we were out at Kickstands. They had a band and everything, and we got us I got nothing. Chicken fried chicken.
Chicken fried chicken was very good. Yes.
Yep. So we had that, and it was really good. Met up with some of our friends and stuff that we have out here. Actually, we got 13 people on. Holy smokes.
14 up there, but
let me.
I can't get the
copy the links here.
It won't come up on that one. I don't know why. There, this one's coming up. I don't know why that one's not working.
Don't know. So I'm getting ready to share it here real quick.
Captain Adventures on. Hi there. How are you doing? Happy 4th of July, he says. Everybody have a safe 4th of July. If you're going out and doing anything, especially a lot of people drink, a lot of people get fireworks, and it's dangerous, but it can be a lot of fun. XM Bikers on, and Julie Watson's on. Always something going on in the hills. That's right, Jade. Oh, it's Jade, not Julie. Sorry. Should put my glasses on.
See better.
Yes, I can. Sometimes. Jade says he's a number 1 and he's got a crown. Oh, Ron says he's number 3 and has a crown. Saul said, hey guys, hope you're having a great time out there. Happy 4th of July. 20 more days till I get there. We've checked with the Full Throttle about your bike show you want to be in, Saul. And they said they've got the wrong number up, and
we're trying to correct that.
Yes, when we're trying to find out what you need to do. Like I said, some bike shows, you can just get there and
pre-register, like get there about an hour early. But what we did is we weren't able to talk to Michael. He wasn't around yesterday when we were out there. So we had to talk to a couple of girls. The manager girl wasn't there either. So we had.
She was there, but she was busy on the phone.
So she never did end up calling us back. So Sunday we'll be back out there. Usually we see Michael then. So we'll talk to him then and we find out what's going on and let you know.
Big Chris Johnson's on. You know who that is?
Sounds familiar.
Chris is the one we were with at the Mecum auction.
There you go. Yep. Are you coming to Sturgis?
Yeah, I think they are. So see you soon. So I'm assuming that means he's coming. Murray's on. Happy 4th of July, just north of the border. There you go, Murray. Brian 3 times B. He says, hey guys, happy 4th. Ron is on. Adam, get a hold of you today. No, we didn't.
Adam yesterday. We had lunch with him.
Yeah, we were going to maybe do something with him today, but the weather's so iffy, and they're in Rapid, we're in Sturgis.
Well, and they're on their bikes. They don't have another vehicle to drive. So it's like we don't really have a whole lot of plans. Sturgis has fireworks tonight, so we're probably going to check that out. Tomorrow night, I think, he said somebody else had fireworks.
Spearfish.
It's just been misty, rainy. It's not really nothing you're going to get soaked. You could even be riding your bike today, but it's a little cooler today. But overall, not too bad. But I mean, you're not going to get a perfect day here every day. We probably had a good 4 or 5 days here that we didn't have any rain during the day.
It was nice and warm.
Yeah. And so we had weather anywhere from we hit 100, and we've been probably the coolest day in the last 4 was like 87. So we had 95 and we had a 96 degree day. So those are 3 days, 4 days, and then it cooled down today because we got a little bit of rain. Rained a little bit last night, didn't it? Did it rain last night?
A little bit, just kind of misty.
Yeah, so kind of
windy at night. Like once the sun goes down, it's like, man,
I think
the trailer's like
trying to come in, and so
it's either north of us or south.
It starts sprinkling or raining, the wind's completely gone again. So it's kind of weird. It's just different. So today, we're going to kind of talk a little bit about. A lot of people are asking that question. What are you guys doing so early here? Just to kind of run off some of the things that was going on this week. Wednesday, the city has a music on Main Street. They actually have stuff for kids. They got jumpy house stuff. They got beer out there. They got some
do
food
a bike
trucks.
ride, a bicycle ride.
Yeah, they do that. It's all on there. So that's all free. And then not the beer's not.
Thank you. Here, come over here for real quick. and say hi. This is
We're actually live.
yep. This is
Say hi, everybody. Here we go.
We love the channel.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. All righty. Yeah.
All right.
We'll see you soon. And she's actually originally from Sturgis area, but
That's
they
not
moved.
them.
Oh, wasn't them?
I thought it was at first, but it's not. Julio and Kimberly gave us these little. Oh, I guess you can't even see it.
Thanks here.
These
Little flags.
yeah, little flags. Since we really weren't dressed up for 4th of July, I said, "Oh yeah, I'll take one."
So give stickers, traded them. So Wednesday they had that going on. Last night, Thursday night, we were actually over at Kickstands. We had a dinner agreement with a couple people we were going to meet up with, a couple business people, and sat down with them. And they had a band. I thought it was supposed to be like amateur night, but I guess what they do is the band plays a set, and then in between they let people come up, and if you got a guitar or whatever, you can sing along with the band. So it's kind of like karaoke with a live band.
And you can either sing or play an instrument.
So it was really loud. We ended up sitting on the patio. Once the people got up and did the singing, it was a lot quieter. We could actually have a conversation.
And we would moved outside onto the
We
patio.
never got to meet with Joey to find out what's really going on out there. They're going to be charging to see the concerts during Bike Week. And we're trying to find out if you're going to be able to come like into the bar part, the restaurant, and if that's going to be free. So I wasn't able to catch up with him. I guess we're going to have to catch up with him during the day when he's not so hectic. When I first got there, he was doing some carpentry work. They were building a stand outside. And then when I turned around, he was gone. I couldn't find him again.
It looks like they're going to have a covered area for some shade too, in front of one of the bars. If you're looking at the stage, I guess it's on the left.
So we'll see. We're going to talk to them. Hopefully, we'll get with him in this week coming up, and we'll get out there during the day. We thought because we were going to go out there for this dinner with a group, I thought that'd be an easy way we could talk to Joey and try to figure out what's going on. And yeah, he was busy, and then he disappeared on us. So
it was dinner time and rush hour and the band starting, and
so a lot of stuff was going on, so we didn't have time. And we were talking to the people that we were with, so it was pretty good. It was a really good night. But I'm just showing you that there is things going on. Typically here, except for the days of 4th of July. In Spearfish, they have a big thing going on downtown in their area. It's a lot bigger than the Sturgis one. And we were going to go, they say it's on for today, but I don't know. It's with the 4th of July and stuff. I don't know. They had a parade this afternoon in Spearfish. But I mean, there's stuff going on. On Kickstands, they have bands every weekend. They have some stuff going on at Loud American. They've got some bands coming on off and on. They got
the bar at Buffalo Chip is open. The Big Engine bar out front is open, so you can go out there. And
you all know Full Throttle's open. So pretty much all the bars, establishments are open. The Iron Horse is open, but they've only got the front parts open. They don't have the back part open yet. They won't be really getting anything going till a couple weeks before the rally, and they don't open up until the day of the rally. They won't be probably open till the 1st. So, hey, we're down to, 29 days, 28 days? What have we got?
Let me check that out.
I think the video I did the other day was 29, so we must be down to about 28 maybe today.
28.
There you go, 28 days to August 1st, depending on when you're getting here. I mean, there's just so much, dude, not counting all the riding you can do. Everything, like I say, is open. There's not any real vendors here yet. Tents are going up. I didn't show you any of those videos yet, but 2 big tents in town have already gone up.
T-shirt tents.
Dealership will be putting their tent up, I think, next week. It was supposed to be delivered this last week. We got some good footage on the new custom bikes that you can get. There's 26.
At the Sturgis Harley-Davidson dealership.
And they've already got several of them already sold. They actually gave one away to a winner of one of the NASCAR races. So we're going to have that on the channel here real soon and tell you all about what happened there. We're going to show you the bikes. We're going to show you the painter. We're going to show you where they're painting at because it's a secret location in Sturgis.
It's like the Bat Cave.
Yeah. So
nobody
cool
knows
stuff.
where it is.
Only YouTuber that was allowed to come in there and check this all out. So, we're bringing you a lot of stuff that nobody else is going to be bringing you. Because we've just built over this. This is our 6th anniversary for doing YouTube in Sturgis. We started our Sturgis series in Sturgis 6 years ago. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of special. And but over these 6 years, we've just made some great contacts. A lot of you have already seen. We even got this year we climbed that mountain. We got Michael Ballard to come on. He's all on board with us. We're going to have a whole lot of cool stuff this year coming from the Full Throttle Saloon. You're going to see some behind the scenes stuff that's going on. So that's going to be really cool stuff that, once again, no other YouTuber is going to be bringing you the information that we're going to be bringing you on there. We're going to be meeting up with the Buffalo Chip next week. We're going to have a whole video just on all the different things that they're going to be going on there this year. They got some new stuff going on, some new things happening. They got a new garage coming in. We were going to meet with, actually, that's who we talked to last night. The guy that's taking over the new garage. So we're going to be meeting with him next week. And so we'll have a whole video that'll just be on the Buffalo Chip, showing you what's going on there. And if you haven't seen all the videos, because we're pumping them out every day. So there's a lot of stuff out. We had one whole day that we did nothing but interviews. We talked to the Knuckle. We found out what they had going on. We went over to One Eye Jacks, got all their information. The Thunderdome out there, got all the information there. Michael Ballard had been on. He talked about his stuff. He's this close to booking Saturday. Saturday is just an older band. It's not probably not going to be a sold out crowd. But it's still, it's still a good band. He told us who it was, but he hasn't signed the last paperwork yet. So we're not allowed to speak and say who it is yet, because maybe they'll decide at the last minute they don't want to come.
You never know.
But he's waiting for them to send back the contract email, and then he'll be announcing it, and we'll let you know too that it happened.
Can I get some more hot water?
And so everything is gone. So far everything here is going really good. Richard Rollins should be showing up right after the 4th here. He'll be flying in. We'll be getting it with him. He's actually got a Trans Am rally this year. He's sponsoring something new because the city lost the Camaro rally, which we won't get into that. But they lost that. And so they're trying new things. We also heard that, like that big old Jeep show, that maybe Karen will be watching this later, that is in Daytona. It's coming here next year in Sturgis. And we'll give you more information on that as it comes out. But if you're in that group, you might contact them, and you may already know some of the stuff that's going on. And so far, it's not totally all public, so we're not going to say a whole lot about that. But that's going to be something that, there could be 1,000 Jeeps come out here, maybe more. I don't know what's in Daytona. We'd have to ask Karen and some of our other Jeep people that are down there in Florida or go to Florida during that rally, right after the Daytona Bike Week. We're going to be having a video coming up here real soon on Biketoberfest, because we are going, and we're going to give you a whole bunch of information on that. Tam is going to take it over here now, and she's going to talk about your comments.
That's right. So Shelly's on. Say hi to Shelly. She's happy birthday, USA. And Saul says, thanks very much. He appreciates for us looking into that bike show. Rick Levinson's on. How are you? He says, happy 4th. Neil says he's on for 30 seconds. And I did talk to Tripp. And I think maybe tomorrow we're going to go out and talk to him for a few minutes. So there you go. And Chad Ness is on. Says, it's been a while. It has been, Chad. How are you guys doing? Now I'm all caught up, I think.
Okay. So just a lot of things, but that was one of the things that I wanted to say, because, there's a lot of people now that have kids, and you can't come to the rally, or you have to leave early. Like to get Professional Monkey. She's got to leave early. She gets here for 2 or 3 days. She's got to fly out because she's got to send the daughter off to Junior Monkey, whatever they call her. I don't know what they baby monkey. They got to send her off to school.
She's baby.
Just like Michael Ballard.
Angie's got to leave.
Angie's got to leave. Her kids start school already on August 1st. Which is stupid. Why would you start on a Friday? I don't know. Schools are stupid.
They always do that. Half a day, and then 2 half a days, and then you get off for a holiday, and it's like, I don't know.
So we're going to try to hook up with Angie. She's in town now. She'll be here probably through, I don't know if they're going to stay all the way till stay a couple weeks. We just know for sure she came in over the 4th here, and Michael's with the 2 girls and stuff, and hopefully we can kind of get them on there. You guys can see the kids, and maybe we'll have them say something if they are okay with them getting on. And I'll get Angie maybe to say a couple words to y'all.
I don't know. She doesn't like to go up on camera anymore.
You never know. We'll see what happens.
Maybe if we can get her talking about her sewing shop.
Yeah, that's right. She's got a
quilting shop
down there in Trumbull. And she's got stuff online and all kinds of stuff. Some of you, if you've been Facebook, she just had a birthday about a month ago. I guess she had a birthday. And Michael was on and said, "Hey, wish her a happy birthday." If you're anywhere in the area, they are looking for help at the Full Throttle before the rally.
Yeah.
If you can swing a hammer or want to handle some stuff, they're just coming down to the crunch line. They got to get that place up. And if they don't get enough help, they're going to be working 24-hour days. And so they still got a lot of stuff to do. We've got some video coming up on that. I got about half the decking done on the bridges. And concrete's going to be poured this week. I think it's Tuesday or Wednesday. Concrete's going to be poured.
The 10th. I think the 10th and 11th.
Next week, Fozzie's garage is going up. So we're going to be out there and get a little bit of that. And maybe we'll get a couple seconds that you could meet Fozzie. They're probably too busy to kind of tell us everything he's going to be doing. But that's another shop that's going to be, he was over at the Buffalo Chip, and now he's going to be over at the Full Throttle Saloon. So if you had some work done by Fozzie, and a lot of people like Fozzie,
Yep.
He helped a lot of our subscribers.
Yep.
He's helped us several of them out in different situations, and he's been working on bikes for a long time. And he's a local guy. He's actually president of the board for the museum here in
Yep.
town. So he volunteers his time for that. So
And the vendors are rolling in. We got to eat lunch with Katie and Adam the other night,
that
yesterday.
was yesterday. Had lunch with them at one of the big hamburger places that actually might be in the third position for the third best hamburger.
Yep.
We may have to go back to the first two and eat again to just kind of keep the thought.
Just to make sure.
compare. But the one yesterday was very good. I don't think it was the best, but it was really good. They specialize in, which we won't tell you because you have to watch the video. They specialize in all these different. They're kind of like
Sickies a little bit.
where they've got all kinds of hamburgers with all different stuff on it. Which we're just doing the bacon cheeseburger. So today we are at the Sturgis Brewing House. It's packed in here. Everybody's gone. It got kind of quiet now.
Yep.
We're kind of worried it would be too loud in here.
It was very noisy, like crowded, like,
And so actually everybody kind of left because we got here about 1, and I had my hamburger, and I'll give you a little hint on that. It was pretty good. And they had some good bacon on theirs. I could taste the bacon and stuff.
Yep.
Bacon was a little more well done. You probably like the bacon. It was probably
I like the bacon and the tater tots. The tater tots were crunchy too. You don't like crunchy.
But all that tater tots, nobody will have tater tots during the rally.
No.
And that's the sad thing. That's
Oh, they might hear.
That's the other good. Yeah, here they probably will. That's the only good thing when we talk about coming early to the Sturgis rally is right now prices are all still down to the normal price. Like right here, the burger here, cheeseburger was what, $16.50?
Yeah.
$16.50 came with the tater tots, all the sides, all the stuff. And lots of tater tots. There's probably 20 or 30 of them.
There was. I didn't even eat them
It was
all
a big
either.
plate. And
then they had some soup. They had a chicken Tuscany soup. Oh, it was good too.
yeah.
And
So
as you can tell, it's a little chilly.
the air conditioner's blowing on us. And
And yesterday was like 99, and today it's like 72. So get the sniffles.
but I mean,
Art's on.
that's one of the things.
Scott's on.
Art I know, or Art the other guy?
Art the Amsgard. Yeah.
Yeah, Art the other guy.
Art-
My buddy
James
Art don't come
Cole.
on very often.
4th of July from H-Town, Texas. There you go. Cool, thanks. I have to run. Bye, Neil. And Scott M's on. It says, congratulations on the 6th. I don't know what the 6th is.
But yeah, things are going really good. Everybody seems to be really happy with the comments. I mean, not comments, but with the videos we've been putting out. A little different this year. We're showing you a lot more riding videos than I have in the past. More time, I look at sometimes that's boring. So, but we're
It's
trying
boring to him. It may not be boring to everybody.
and a lot of people are liking the music. I get every once in a while, I get somebody says, I hate that music. But lately I've had other people, and I'm trying to, make it decent. But I'm not into talking on it. And right now I don't have the time because we could do videos to where I talk after the fact. We've done that before when we've been home a couple years ago. We would talk about a ride. And that's why we're putting in there where the turns are at and things like that, where you can write them down and show where that's at. We might do there. You guys should check it out. There's an app you can get, but you can't get it from the App Store. You have to go on and just do a search for the Sturgis Rally app. And then what you have to do with it is you open it up, and then what you have to do is it's a little trickier because it's not going through the app stores. What happens a lot of times, this gentleman it's come up with the best Sturgis app I have ever seen. He's actually using he actually asked us before it started. He called us up on the phone at home and talked to us about it and said, hey, this is what I'm thinking about doing. What do you recommend? And we gave him a lot of the recommendations we had. He did a lot more than what we would have done. But he's got all the rides you can click on, detailed maps to show you where it's at. He's even got it. If you're traveling on any highway here on your motorcycle, he's got every town on all the major highways that let's say you're in wherever, Casper, Wyoming, and you need a doctor, you need to get to the hospital, you need to call the police. He's got it right on that app. You just hit it, and takes you right to calls the police for you. So it's the calls an ambulance or whatever you need. He's just gone up and above. He's got all the concerts that are available now. He's got everything. Everything is actually there. This app is,
and it's very
unreal.
easy to use because
we'll put it on one of the videos again and show you where he's got a barcode. If you scan the code, it takes you right to it.
It's on that phone,
Yeah,
so I can't.
And
I thought I had texted it to one of us, but
we'll put it later. And so, but it's just something to look at. And if you're coming to Sturgis, it'll do a lot of help. It's not like there's been a couple other apps that people have tried to start, and it was more advertising you had to get through. And this isn't. He's got a bunch of banners that kind of run across. But if you're looking at the buttons and pushing them, the banners really, you're not noticing the banners. Like yesterday, it was kickstand. kickstand was rolling through the banners, but they were like above it. It's kind of like when you look at your Facebook page. You know, there's some advertising at the top, or YouTube, or whatever you're looking at, social media. You see some kind of banners, but if you don't really look at them, you don't really notice them. So this guy's kind of gone different compared to what a lot of the other ones did. So just something to think about. If you're coming to Sturgis, it might be worth checking that app out. What you do is you can't put it in, like for us for the Android phone, you could not put it in with your apps. So I've got it on my home page right in the front, because as soon as the Sturgis rally is over, I'm just going to delete it because I'm not here anymore. I don't need it. It's only for Sturgis. It doesn't do any other one but Sturgis year round. So yeah, so Tam's got it on her phone to kind of show you what it looks like. When we get a little closer, it's kind of blurry.
But I don't have the barcode for you guys to see it.
But that's what it looks like. And each one of those buttons you hit has got different information. Let me read, because you couldn't really see it that well. He's got news that's going on. Here's concerts. Here's maps, weather, medical, webcams, videos, social media that comes up with our channel. You got to see us on there. Bars, restaurants, rally schedule, today's schedule, campground, lodging, what's going on at Exit 55, which is the dealership, test rides, who's got test rides. He's got a report on Highway 385. See if that comes up with our video. Now he's just coming up with what 385 is posting, the same thing I post, which is nothing wrong with that. Not everybody's on our channel. But yeah, it's just really cool. He's got the rides that are organized, like right here. Here's the police ride, which we're signed up for the Chiefs ride. We're gonna I didn't put it on the link when we did the Chiefs. I forgot to do that. I'll have to do that. The mayor's ride, medicine wheel ride, Northern Hills militiamen ride, heroes ride, Buffalo Chip Legends ride, Buffalo Chip Biker Bells ride, Tappy Hoyle ride, Buffalo Chips Rusty Wallace ride, the Carrie Hart Good ride.
That's for Indian.
Yep. Veteran Warriors Honor ride. I didn't even know half those rides were even going on. So he's gone up and above to do this. So all you have to do is Google the name Sturgis Rally app, and that will take you to where you can put it on your phone. And it'll show you in the app. It shows you how you can. What you have to do is
It'll
copy
say,
it and
put
paste
this
it.
on my home page.
Yeah, you just copy and paste it.
So then when you open your phone, it's going to be right there. It's not going to be in with all your other apps. It won't go.
So I drug mine to the very bottom. I can't show you because this is the phone I'm using. I drug mine all the way down to the bottom. So that way, because it is, I want it. If I need it, I want it right now. It's right there with my
I guess it is.
my camera. It's right there with my phone calls and my messages. So that's where I have all mine at. And so I don't know if the camera's not that clear. You're not gonna be able to show the bar.
You don't think?
I think it's going to be too blurry. We're going to show you this. You guys can scan this and see if it'll work, but I'm not sure it might work. And if you did it, you can stop it and pause it and go back and get that.
Yeah, but that's the app we're talking about.
No cost to you. It's free. He's not taking any information from you or anything else. That's what's happened with, which I didn't know. This guy's very smart on app pages, building websites and all kinds of stuff. And I didn't, and that's what he said. What's bad about the apps stores and stuff like with iPhones and with Android phones, that the app stores take a lot of information from you. They can take a lot more of your battery life. And so, yeah, this is kind of cool.
This one isn't just one that's always going to be running in your background.
It's almost like a web-based type setup, but it's through an app that you can download. So you know, and then when you're done, you just get rid of it. It's not. And
then you can download it again for next year.
Yeah. So it's kind of cool, kind of exciting, and he's been working with us and asking. We just met with him. He was one of the people we talked to yesterday, and he was showing us some more stuff that's going on. And he's going to put all of our library on there, and it's going to roll through. So, like, if people that don't know us, that way we can get a little bit of stuff through them. And he wants to collaborate with us maybe for next year's rally to get some of the vendors here to advertise on our channel, help get us a little bit more money, and help us out and make things a little easier for us too.
Hey, David.
So that's kind of exciting. But I mean, there's just so much stuff going on. Oh, I forgot to mention that at the Full Throttle all the way till the July 20th, they've got cars, motorcycles, and guitars. So what they do is they have a car show. Motorcycles. Not very many cars. I mean, they give $100 away. The guy that showed that bike the other day, that 1948 Panhead.
The gasoline cowboy, the one that does the lassoing, he won.
He got $100. And so, hey, nothing wrong with that. It's cash, too. And
Beer Bottle Baby's on. So it worked. He said he did it, I guess. Beer Bottle Baby said it worked.
Okay. And
It's a good app to have, but like I said, you can't put it with all your other apps. It'll just be on your screen, which is fine for the rally, especially if you're coming out
yeah,
here.
because you want something where you can click on it right away. I need something. I don't even look through 100 of my apps to try to figure out where this one's at, or alphabetical order, whatever you're looking for. But I mean, it always takes you longer to find that. So I really like what this guy is doing. One is because it's only on Sturgis. You know, maybe someday he might do other rallies, but at this point, this one will only be that. If he starts another one like Daytona, for instance, it'll be because he's already got the domain for it. He could do Daytona. He's got all the major rallies. He's already got the domains for them. The app. App. He's already got all those. So he says, if this one works out good, I might eventually work on those too. But this one, he's putting all of his concentration in the next year or two just into this one, making it the best.
He's got a 3-year plan, and I think this is his 2nd year. Next year will be his 3rd year. And somebody asked him when we were with him last night, they said, what about this? And he's like, that's coming up next year. I don't remember what it was, but he's working on it.
And because you can't get everything on there, and sometimes it's hard to get it. And for him to get information, we've actually gave him some advertising people that we knew that wanted to get on the channel. We were explaining, he's like, yeah, I want to get on there. And so we just talked to him. He said, oh yeah, he just signed up. He's going to do some ads with me too. So it's kind of cool. And it's just a guy that lives here. He's lived his whole life here in Sturgis. He's a local person, been in South Dakota his whole life. And he was into computers and software. He did a bunch of websites, and he's a very smart guy. And so he seems like us. And,
he appreciates the work we do because he used to have a couple of YouTube channels. And he says, I know it's a lot of work. So
his YouTube channels, he sold to somebody else, and they went out of business, which is what I said. The average YouTuber is about 3 years because people don't realize most of the people that we watched when we first started 6 years ago are gone.
Aren't doing it.
They're very
put a
few.
video up
Sometimes
every
are
once
gone.
in a while.
But more are gone than they're still here.
Right.
And because it is, people just don't realize that, you know, if you've got 100,000 subscribers and you're putting out, 50 or 60,000 views on each video, well, like Professional Monkey, he probably does pretty well with what he does with his channel. And but when you're only getting like us, which I'm okay with, I'm not complaining. When you're only getting 4,000 or 5,000 views, it takes a lot of views to make any money. And so I won't harp on money today.
No.
But
and what he'd like to do is maybe just do 1 a week or 2 a week. And then that way he could work on them because he wants to make them better and wants to make them more professional. But when you're trying to pump them out every day, it's hard to spend a lot of time working on editing.
And sometimes there's a clip that doesn't come out just right or something like that. And it's like, for me to go back through it and fix it after it's already getting ready to post, that's another 2 or 3 hours worth of work. So we're really not YouTubers. We're actually more vloggers than we are anything else because we're actually just giving you a lot of good information. It comes out really fast and I edit it as quick as I can. I still spend, on an average, probably about 2 hours to edit a video. And then it takes anywhere from a couple hours to upload it, finalize it and all that. So it's probably a total time of about 5 hours from the time I start for a 30-minute video to get it up and get it going.
And that's not counting getting the editing,
yes.
or getting the content, footage, and making the appointments to get the footage. So it's like it's a
you can't just walk up, and we do that a lot. We walk up and try to talk to them. No, I can't talk right now. Come back in 10 minutes.
Can you come back next week? And it's like, we're here right now. I can't promise we can make it back next week. And it's like, it'll take 5 minutes. Well, they argue with me longer than it would take to do the video. Well, they give me this excuse. So this and that and this. And I said, 5 minutes. That's all it takes. We don't, just tell us what's going on. Tell us your name, where we're at, and what you got going on for the rally. Yeah, but blah, blah, blah. Maybe I should have it. And like I said, after 20 minutes of debating and they finally say no, it's like the interview would have been over by now.
Which is sad. But I mean, it is what it is. This is what we do. And we're getting a lot of great comments on the videos. I've got a lot of people that have never been to our channel before, just stumbled over it the last few weeks we've been here. 3 weeks we've been out here. Actually, it'll be next Monday, it'll be 4 weeks.
4th week.
So it'll be 4 weeks we've been out here.
We'll be working on our 5th week.
Yeah. So just a lot of things. And we still got a lot of stuff still to show. Well, I got some more ride videos that we haven't got edited yet that I got to get up and show you. And so the idea
next week looks like a lot of interview week again, too.
So we'll have some videos again like that telling you, just a lot of great stuff that's going on. Because that's what's wrong with motorcycle rallies. And this is anywhere. When we used to come to this rally, and any rally we've ever been to, we've been coming to Sturgis off and on over the last 20 years. We've actually been here. This is our 7th consecutive year that we've been to the Sturgis rally. But before that, we'd come like every couple of years, we'd come out. It didn't come on a regular steady basis or anything, but it was the same thing. We had no idea what was going on. I don't think we even went down Main Street. I don't think half the bars here we didn't even go in. I think we went out to the Full Throttle and seen, not Full Throttle, but Full Throttle we did hang out because that was the old one. And then we went out to Buffalo Chip, I think, and seen a concert out there. And we did some riding, and that was about it. And we were out here for a week. And there was just a lot of stuff. We went to Mount Rushmore and Crazy Horse, and we go out there.
I remember LaSalle more than I remember Main Street. And I don't know if we thought LaSalle was Main Street. I don't know. But I remember walking up and down LaSalle. Yeah. I remember the Dakota Mart and all that.
And the Harley dealer and all that was out there.
And Junction. But Main Street, I don't know. I'm sure we did, but I don't remember it.
Commercial time.
Yeah. So those of you that have commercials,
click
or don't. There you go. Commercial's over.
But yeah, I can't say enough about Sturgis. It doesn't matter what the city's doing. The city's kind of screwed up here. But I mean, by you coming to the rally, even if you came here today, you wouldn't really see anything political really going on here. Not a lot of politics is talked here. This is probably more of a conservative state than it's a liberal state. But everybody's welcome. It's like somebody wrote me the other day, and it was from Canada. I'd been coming down here for the last 15 or 20 years, and he's not coming because he felt last year he wasn't welcome. And I've talked to a whole bunch of Canadians this week that are down here, and they're all like, no, we haven't had anything. I don't know what, so I don't know where he was at. He never did respond to me after I wrote, and I said, I'm sorry. And I said, I can't really believe that, because here it's just, there's always an asshole in the crowd. That is very possible. But 99% of the people that come to the Sturgis rally are good people. We don't really see a lot of fights. We don't see a lot. I don't see that. A lot of people say, oh, the cops don't hassle people as much as they do in Daytona. Well, it's a different crowd that you have. Plus here, Daytona is really the only rally that actually has people standing on the street watching bikes ride up and down. You don't have it here in Sturgis. You don't have it in Leesburg. You don't have it in Myrtle Beach. You don't have it in Panama City. You don't have it in Laconia. People are walking up and down the sidewalks or the street, but they're not standing there just spending hours watching bikes drive by and doing stupid stunts that they get in trouble for. So that's why I said you don't see as much here. Yeah, some people get pulled over out here, but they don't do. Somebody was trying to say they do sobriety checkpoints. There is no sobriety checkpoints anywhere around the Sturgis area. Now, there could be stuff that the state police do out on the highway. I have no control over that. I don't know what they're doing out there. We don't really talk to the state police in any instance. But the local police here, the county, the sheriff, and all that, they don't set up looking for people. You have to bring attention to yourself. Nobody's going to, if you pulled out of a bar and you're wobbling all over the road, you're probably going to get pulled over. But the car's not sitting there waiting on you. They were probably at the stoplight waiting to go. And they seen you pull out of wherever, and they seen you couldn't hold your bike up, or maybe you fell over, just like that moron out there in Myrtle Beach that was revving his bike up, and he fell over right in front of the police car. Then he couldn't stand up.
Well, in Laughlin, the river run we used to have over by where we live, the cops would sit there right at the casino. So as soon as somebody pulled off, they would pull them over, and they'd do a sobriety check. Yeah. Almost everything. I mean, they were just all the time.
In an hour, we've seen 5 bikes get towed away for drunk riders, because everybody drinks. Not everybody. We're not drinking, but I mean, pretty much they realize that almost everybody that gets on their motorcycle here has probably had at least one beer in the last hour. And so, yeah, they can pull everybody over and give them sobriety checks. And even if you just had a beer, it's going to blow bad because you've already got it all. It's right there in your system still. Really, that's why I always say if you had a DUI, you're better off saying you want to go down. If you know you're drunk, wait and go down and get a blood test, because the odds are if you're not too drunk, maybe by the time you get there, you won't be legally drunk, unless you've been drinking all damn day and you know better. You should be on your bike to start with. But
they do have Lyft and Uber now. Yep. And then there's the buses, and the bus and Jonesy bus, and if you're Kathmandu, they have a bus. So
and they also got a bus coming out now from Steel Wheel. They're going to be coming out if you're anywhere out by Steel Wheel, the Fish Place, Fish Fry. There's like 3 or 4 campgrounds out there. Check with Steel Pony. You can get a ticket that it's going to take you to Deadwood, and to the Buffalo Chip. They're going to have drop-offs. So if you're interested in getting a pass while you're out there, you can contact Steel Wheel Campground, the gas station there. Go in there. The guy's name, Brian? James. Oh,
Jim or James.
I had a guess. Other than saying, I have no idea what his name is. So go in and ask for James. He's the owner. And he's getting the bus all set up and everything like that. But it will cost you to ride the bus. But hey, it's worth a ticket. To me, it is just like Kathmandu. Even though it's not that far, if I was going to come downtown and do some drinking, I'd rather ride a bus back. And I like that Kathmandu because it goes straight there and straight here, straight there, straight back. The bus takes you around. You might be on a scenic tour of the Badlands. You see what I'm
But it'll stop. It stops at like all the.
Well, it's got its own route.
Yeah.
Like if you're going out to Deadwood or you're going to Spearfish, they've got those routes there. They do not go to Rapid City. Nobody goes to Rapid City other than the Uber and Lyft. And there's also, if you go on our Sturgis page, Nancy, she's really nice. If you got cash, she'll give you a better price than what Uber or Lyft will give you.
And then there's also, if you call ahead, you can call out to Black Hills Tours, I believe it's Carrie, and they will give you, especially like if you're flying in and you need to come into Sturgis or whatever.
You know what time your plane comes in, and you know what time you need to get to the airport to get out of here. You can go ahead and pay for all that ahead, and she's very reasonable. I think it's $40 or $60 round trip, so it's very reasonable to do. Gas prices now. For premium, yesterday I filled up ethanol free, 91 octane was $3.83. Is that what it was?
Something like that.
Yeah, I don't complain about gas when it comes to a motorcycle. Truck, yeah. Diesel now is up a little bit. I got gas the other day for $3.27. It was when we first got here, it was about $3.15, something like that. It's up now to about $3.37. It went up this morning. It went up to. It's for July weekend. But I mean, it's still gas is cheaper today than it was a year ago at this time. So. Yes, it's gone up a little bit, but, a lot of it could be because of the holiday. A lot of people are traveling now compared to what they used to not do. So it is what it is. If you're looking for a motorcycle to rent, I put it back up on the Sturgis page again, Midwest Motorcycles out of Daytona. They've been renting bikes out here for 28 years. They're actually one of our sponsors. You might want to check them out. They're also, if you need a bike hauled from Florida, they come out of Daytona. I think it's $1,500 round trip. He's getting here before the rally, and he'll be able to load your bike up on that last Sunday of the rally. So you get a little pre-rally. If you're here early, you can actually get it because a lot of the companies only want to bring it that time. The difference you have to watch, there's a lot of people out here hauling bikes. The first thing you want to ask the people that are hauling bikes, doesn't matter if they're using a pickup truck and a trailer, they need a CDL. They need a CDL license because they're hauling it commercially. Like, oh, that guy, nobody knows because he doesn't have a name on the side of the trailer. If he gets pulled over, if they end up yanking him through a weigh station, they open that back of the trailer and they run those license plates and find out they're not his bikes. First of all, they're going to think he stole them. And then if he's got an agreement, then now he's a business. Other thing you got to realize is if you're having your bike hauled by one of these companies that are, you want to call your insurance company and say, is my bike insured if this guy wrecks and totals out my bike? Will it be covered? Some insurance companies will tell you no, that guy has to cover it. But once again, he doesn't have insurance because he's not a commercial
have to make sure they're
hauler.
licensed and bonded and a CDL driver.
Just because they're a good old buddy and hauls bikes. Now, if he's your buddy and he's just your friend, then you're taking your chance on your own. But if it's kind of like me.
If you hired somebody that you don't know, then you need to look at those things.
And then there's also companies out here that are using, they're packing your bike in with a moving company truck. So it's got furniture could be up there, everything else. And if that shifts and shit and smashes your bike, who knows what could happen? We only have two people we recommend. One is Haul Bikes, which only hauls motorcycles. That's their job. They actually haul them here. We've seen them already. That's where they brought my bike. They bring bikes for Harley Davidson. They also bring for the Indian dealer in town. She said she would have nobody else haul her bikes that she sells than Haul Bikes. She says maybe they take a little longer to get the bike where they're going, but they always get there in excellent condition, excellent shape. You can't ask any more questions. That's what they do. They are a motorcycle professional hauler around the United States. They're not hauling people's furniture. They're not hauling cars and trucks and all kinds of crazy stuff like that. They do trikes and they do side-by-sides sometimes. Usually during the rally here, side-by-sides they're not going to haul. But sometimes they'll do a side-by-side if they've got room. But typically they're a motorcycle, but they haul over 50,000 motorcycles. They're probably going to do more than that this year since they're doing Harley. They're hauling a lot of stuff out of Milwaukee now because what they can do, they can put 45 bikes on a truck where Harley has got them in those crates. They got to take them out of the crates, got to have a forklift and all this. Well, they unload, like they brought, the other day they had 24 RR CVO Harleys in that trailer. Add that up.
A lot of money.
And so, yeah, that was good. The one we had come in only had 14 on it. The day I showed that video. Yeah. We got some more videos of my bike being unloaded and stuff, and I haven't put that one up yet. But those are the only two people that we recommend hauling bikes. It's Haul Bikes for one. It's haulbikes.com or Midwest Motorcycles out of Daytona, but they only pick up in Daytona. That's right. If you're there, you just bring your bike, drop it off at the store. He'll put it in the warehouse until they load up and head this way. I think he's going to be here the 28th of, you'll be able to pick your bike up on the 28th. If you're looking to rent a bike, you can rent bikes as early as the 28th too. And he rents them by the day. It's $300 total price, insurance, taxes, towing, service, everything. Some of these companies out here want to charge you for everything. And the other thing is he's got a shop that's here too. That he's got his own tow truck here. He's got his own bike. So if you break down, he's going to be able to get there, get it back, either put you on another bike or get that one fixed and you get right back on it. So that's cool because there's other people coming up here bringing bikes, but they're working out of their trailer. So they've got no repairman. They've got nothing else. If something goes wrong, I don't know what the guy would do if he came here and all the batteries were dead or something, or whatever happened. But like I say, Heavy Ed is who runs Midwest Cycles. He's been on our channel a bunch of times. He's been coming here for it might be 29 years this year. I know 28 for sure. It might be 29.
I know he's turning 60 this year.
Yeah, he just turned 60.
No, he's going to be.
Oh.
He said his birthday has always been during the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally. And I guess this year, since it started on the 1st, he said he'll be home by his birthday and he'll be 60. He's supposed to have a big old party. So Rick said the diesel in Vegas the average is about $349.
Okay.
And Rowan says, does Bob's Harley still make sidecars? Bob, does Harley still make sidecars?
No, but you can. The Harley dealer that we have in Black Hills Harley, they have sidecars that they already got built onto the bikes. They've got a manufacturer, which we did a video that last year on it. We'll have to do another one. They've got some more this year. Because really, it's because it's like somebody else asked us the other day about Indian, about doing a trike. Indian no longer does trikes, but they do have. I think they did trikes at one time, but they do have a company here that a class act place that already does them. So they have you've seen them on some of my video. I did one the other day, and you've seen the trike they have sitting there. They got a couple custom trikes. But if you're looking for a trike, there's a bunch of used ones out here. Indian's got some. Harley's got some over here. If you're looking for a nice, good used trike, there you go. To get here early, they're giving a heck of a good deal on new motorcycles. You can trade one in. We've got a couple of subscribers that have gotten. I almost pulled the trigger the other day, but I didn't want the payment because it was such a good deal. It was like, oh my gosh, I want to buy the 24s. They're almost giving them away, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I want a bike. And I finally decided I'll just wait till I can find a used 24. And I might not get it much cheaper than they were selling the new one for.
Probably not.
But I just don't have the cash right now or the money to invest in a motorcycle. We got too many payments on other things we need to get rid of here. I sell that golf cart. I want to sell my chopper and get that all fixed up. I'm going to have somebody else. The people we were going to, I got to call the company. The people we were going to have do it. The guy that worked there is not there no more. He's gone.
The guy that said we could do that is not there.
So we're going to have to call the owner and see what he says, if he's still going to be able to help me out by drilling the compression relief valve system. If not, there's other people that said they will try to work with me and get me something set up with my chopper. So I want to get that done this winter, get that all fixed. I'd love to take it to Daytona next year for spring rally and put it in the show for Willie's and try to sell it down there in Florida. I'll try to sell it before I get there. And hopefully it'll be sold by the time I get there. And I want to have the show to say, I had a bike at Willie's Chopper Time Show. I want to ride it in.
That's his dream.
Yep. So, yeah, everything's been going really, really well. No real complaints. Bike's running pretty good. I got half cleaned up the other day. One thing I always want to remind people, for those of you that do Myrtle Beach, Daytona, any of the beach town areas, make sure you hose your bike off. I started getting some rust on my bike, and some of the chrome's starting to rust a little bit. I didn't hose it off this year. And so we took it down to the car wash. I got a really high pressure one down here, right here at the Sturgis Brewing Company, right next door. I almost took the printing off the back of my tailgate. It's so hard. But they got some really good chemicals in there for like cleaning my wheels and stuff. I haven't cleaned them in a while. And but yeah, I did a really good job. I just cleaned the lower half of my bike.
And then he took it back and used the bug slide and cleaned the top
I got
half.
that for half. I need to take the bags off and do a little better job. I was going to do it today, but it kept looking like rain, so I didn't get that far.
Anything else? You want water or anything?
Nah, I'm okay.
I guess we're good. Thank you.
I'll do a Coke. You have root beer? Yes. I'll do a root beer. And so, yeah. So
he's going to have a beer.
That's right. And so everything overall is going good. I'm really excited. We got Michael Ballard this year. A couple people are like, wow, you also seem excited about that. Well, last year we got Richard Rollins. You know, it's cool to have people come on our channel that are kind of famous in other ways. Like Richard Rollins. Some people don't like him, but a lot of people do like him. To us, he's a really good guy. He's, you know, I haven't watched his channel for years or anything like that. I knew about the Gas Monkey Garage and all that kind of stuff, but I mean, I haven't spent a lot of time. For a car guy, I just don't have time to watch car videos. so I don't spend a lot of time
Thank you.
with that. So I'm at the point where my problem is I know a lot about old cars, a lot of stuff. But my problem is I start watching that, I want it. And we don't have the money to invest. I want a Jeep too. I want an older Jeep and with a V8 with an automatic. And I'm still looking. I thought I had one out here, but the people are stupid. It's in really nice shape, but the motor's bad. They wanted 20,000. I wrote the guy and said, if it was running and in the good condition that it looks like, it might be worth 20 grand. But with a motor that needs to be totally rebuilt, it ain't worth 20 grand. It's not even worth, to be honest, lady, because she said, give me an offer. I'm not going to insult you. But I mean, now she's down to 16,000 for it. And it's like, it's still not worth that. Because you're going to dump, I'm going to have to pull the motor out and I'm going to have to send it out for repair, the heads and all that kind of stuff. And if I got to do anything to the block, I have no idea what it looks like inside the motor until you tear it apart. What all you're going to have to do, how long it's been sitting, I'm going to have to put a new carburetor on or rebuild the carburetor. Not telling what else is wrong. If it's been sitting a long time, transmission, transfer case could be all screwed up. You could dump another $10,000, $15,000 into a $16,000 Jeep. It's probably in the good day, it might be worth maybe $16,000 on a good day. But that's my story. So that's one of the reasons I don't spend a lot of time looking at cars and things like that. I started the car channel, just things didn't go as good as I wanted. I still got the channel. This is actually playing on that today to let people know that we're still doing stuff on that channel. But I thought we were going to get a lift, and that didn't happen this year, the twin post lift, and I want to do some work. I just got a bunch of cars. Her Mustang needs some work on it. I need to do some stuff on that. The family truckster that we have, the Expedition, I need to do some stuff on that. My truck's okay. It's probably going to need tires time to get home. Maybe set for some brakes and check the brakes on it and stuff like that. Other than that, it's been working pretty good. And so, yeah.
150,000 miles.
Not quite. Close.
By the time we get home.
So that's what's kind of going on. But I mean, Sturgis here, there's just a lot of cool stuff going on all throughout the summer. The Black Hills and all this. Over at Sicky's on Wednesday nights, they've got a bike night there. Somebody else had a bike night on Tuesday night, but I can't remember who that was. Was it dealership? I don't know. Someplace that they do a bike night on Tuesday night. Someplace we went, and then the next day it was going to be the bike night. Oh, it was out at SBB or SOB bar. Oh, yeah. Out there in St. Ange. St. Ange. They have a bike night on Tuesday nights. So, and they got bands and stuff playing on out there, too, all throughout the time. Plus, you got Belle Fourche. We got a rodeo coming on. It's actually going on this weekend. Yep. Got a big rodeo going on out there. They had their fireworks the first and the second, or the second and the third. And they got a big giant, we had a big giant truck show out here where the monster trucks are jumping in the dirt and stuff. They had that this weekend. That just was over. The three-wheel rally will start. Yep, it will be starting next week. That'll be starting. And the Adventure Bike Fest. That'll be the week after that. It's going to be coming. And then the Days of 76 Rodeo. That'll be going on in Deadwood. Lots of stuff going on out here. And so and also things are a little cheaper during this time. You can find hotel rooms. You can find, just like at Kathmandu, there's two trailers right around us, and both of them have motorcycles. One across from us got two, and the other one down at the other end of us here has one. So there is people that are already coming out here with bikes. I've seen a lot of bikes out here on the 90 that are all loaded up. It's getting close to the evening time, so they're going to stop pretty soon. Probably they're heading towards Rapid City. So I figure they're probably staying somewhere out there. Maybe they're going in Badlands or something. They're staying. We didn't stop because they were flying on the highway. They were going the opposite way, and we seen them. But their bags were all packed and ready to go. Hey, there's Glenn. How's that truck running? He finally got his new truck. The new truck is great. That's what he says. Are you guys coming out this year? We saw him at the Harley dealer. I don't think it was last year. It might have been the year before. And whoever they were with, they had a black lab service dog. Yeah, there's just so much, and the riding is so great. And somebody was complaining the other day about the roads out here. Most of the roads are in pretty decent shape. But first of all, you got to realize we do have winter out here, and this is a rural community. Like one guy was complaining about one of the rock roads we drove down. He's like, "Don't you know how to make roads out there?" First of all, this isn't the big city. We're not in LA. We're not in Chicago. We're not in. Not all the streets are paved. Yes, and you're not. You're in the country here. This is rural America. That's why kids here, 14 years old, can drive cars because it's farming communities. There's a lot of cattle ranches out here. There's a bison ranches. Just a lot of, it's a rural community. Kansas is like that. There's several states that are like this that allow people, younger kids to drive earlier because they work on farms and drive tractors and all this other stuff that they have to do. Put them kids to work. And that's what makes this so great. If this was in LA, it wouldn't be nothing like this. You know, you couldn't even go on the roads and ride because it'd be so crowded and fighting with traffic and stuff. And like right now, we went down Von Knocker Road. The video I did yesterday, that's Von Knocker Road going down, and there was not a car in front of us. That's probably which it is. I call that the unknown secret road to ride on. That most people don't know it's there, but it's more fun coming from Nemo back than it is going up. Because going up, you're going up a hill. Coming down, you can do the sweeping swerve, and there's no jackknives. There's like 190 there, but most of them are just. She likes it even right there. They're just nice, slow, drifting
They're sweeping curves. Yeah. There's some that are a little sharper, but it's not like the. like those.
They don't like to eat the sound. They eat too much for it.
Yeah, but
yeah, everything's been going really good. The Michael Ballard video is probably our best video right now. I think it's about 13,000 views, so that's. I want to thank Michael for coming on, and we'll have him on more as we get closer. Right now, there's not a whole lot for him to talk about. So when it gets a little closer to the rally, we'll probably have him on a couple more times to kind of give us a rundown of what's going on there. And maybe one of the nights it's crazy there. Maybe we'll have him on during the concert or something and have you talk to him because we're supposed to be getting full access. We've been promised this before and never turned out, but we'll see. This one I feel pretty confident about. We have a lot of the staff at the Full Throttle Saloon loves us. Actually, you can go down there and some of the TVs actually have Bob and Tam show playing on. And because it's I think he's finally figured out that the problem, you know, if you're a YouTuber, everybody's looking for clickbait. You know, you're looking for that one big thing, like, hey, maybe there's a motorcycle wreck or a cop pulls somebody over. Let's film that. You know, somebody falls off a bar stool. Oh, they're too drunk, you know, and they're clickbaiting it. And the idea is they're trying to get that million views off of one video. And there's a lot of YouTubers that come to the rallies that do this.
They're looking for that.
And we've talked about, we don't call their names out, but we've talked about some of them down there in Daytona that they don't tell you the whole story. You know, the guy got warned twice and then he got a ticket. And, you know, they didn't tell you that. They just said, oh, the cops are hassling a veteran. That's not right. Blah, 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 blah. But they got a lot of views. They got 60,000 people watch that video. But it had nothing to do. The guy got exactly what he deserved because he was warned. You know, if just like here, if they came over here and said, hey, you guys need to stop recording here or we're going to have to call the police on you. And we just tell you, oh, go screw off. Well, next thing it is, the police are probably going to walk in the door because this is private property and you have to have permission to film, which we do. We don't have a problem with that. We pretty much have permission every time we film because they all know we are promoting them. Just like here, this is the Sturgis Brewing House. And that's what he says. If you come in here between 2 and 4, that's my slow time. You know, bring people in here. So that's what he said during the rally. We'll try to do maybe a live from here. And we'll invite you all down here to come down and have lunch with us or have a beer with you or something like that here. So we're going to be announcing that soon. Hopefully by next week, we'll have all of our meet and greets down to where we're going to be doing them at. And we'll be doing several of them all throughout the week. So it gives people an opportunity. We'll have one over at Kathmandu. We'll have one over there probably on one of the weekends, probably the first weekend. In the afternoon, what we're waiting for, too, is to make sure everything is in line. There's still some events that they haven't approved us to be there yet. So we're waiting on that to make a final decision on what I know we're going to be doing those days. Once we do that, then I can see what we still have open, and those are the days we'll be doing our meet and greets. So we'll probably do one before the rally starts, pre-rally. We'll probably do one, maybe we'll go out to Black Hills Harley and do one out there. And then we'll have a couple of them in town here, and then we'll have one at Kathmandu. So we'll probably have 4 or 5 throughout that time. But most of the meet and greets will be pretty quick. It'll be probably no more than a 2-hour window because we've got to get out and get a lot of, to keep giving out that great coverage to everybody to show you what's going on.
There's so much stuff during the rally. In those 10 days, there was so much stuff going on. And he wants to cover as much as we can. And it's like, this starts over here at this time, and then that starts over there an hour later, and then that's over there. And then you got to get back here. And these three things are going on at the same time. It's just like, you just can't do it all.
Much as like the bike shows. We spend very little time, maybe 15, 20 minutes at a bike show because there just isn't enough time to spend, like you spend all day looking at every single day. Now, Willie's Chopper Time show is a different story, but most of the bike shows that I go to are pretty much get some shots, talk to a couple of people, and get out. Well, some bike shows, the people aren't even there. We'll go there, and the bikes are just sitting there. So it's like, well, there's nobody to talk to. I like to talk to people, just like you guys like to hear about their bike.
Yep.
What have they done to it? How long they owned it? They selling it. Did you see my new 85th Sturgis shirt? It's from out there at
Iron Mountain Road.
What's the name of the place?
It's Spokane.
They still, I don't know how long they'll have them. If you want to get one, get out there. So it's 85th.
I know when he first turned it on, I saw all this color around our name. And I thought, why do we have like a rainbow around our name? But it was his shirt. Yeah, it was like that. And I'm like, what is that? I'm like, oh, it's
So in the back, it's got all the curves and all the stuff, the president's heads and all the typical shirt. I got a bunch of these. And this year, and then they had a full selection of shirts. I showed you guys that on the video when we did Iron Mountain the other day. So you have to go back and look at these videos. And I'll probably retitle some of them to give you a little bit better understanding of what's in the video. We're trying to, which is like clickbait, but it's not. I'm trying to give, just like yesterday, I changed the title about 3 or 4 times because the video yesterday came out and it wasn't doing very good. I'm like, I don't get it. I don't know what's wrong with it. So I kind of changed the title a couple of different times. Same thing with the Badlands. It was listed as the Badlands and it wasn't doing very good. So I had to rewrite that a little bit. And then, so once it kind of gets going here, I'll rename them again. What's it? This is the Badlands and Wall Drugs. Here it gives you the inside look of what you need to know before you go and how you found those bison. I have never seen those bison before. It's actually on a different road. It's in the Badlands, but it's on a different road that you probably don't ride on. It's only 10 miles down that road. Turn around, come back. Don't keep going.
I don't even think it was 10 miles.
Nah, I'm just going to say 10. We didn't. Well, we weren't expecting them to be there.
But it says rough road. And it's a rough road. But I think it's because it's up and down, and then it's not really got potholes, but
It's asphalt.
Yeah, it is a rough road.
See, some of the roads out here, like the one we rode the other day,
that one
Moonshine
from
Gulch.
Moonshine Gulch
That was yesterday's video.
385.
And that was like that. It was just, I think they didn't put enough asphalt down. I think a lot of trucks are driving on there. We almost got hit. I didn't put it on the video. Some moron come around the corner, full-size pickup truck, and out lane.
Right in front of it. It's like we were coming and he was coming this way, and it was like, oh my gosh.
He's a local doing probably about 50 miles an hour on a chat road. We're doing 25 or 30 on. And we had a couple of, we had another one. If you watch that video, you'll see a car fly past us when I pulled over. And same thing. It's another local yokel here that wants to drive 80 miles an hour on chat roads back here. And you know, it's fine that you do that, but you got to realize that there's other people just like that road. That road's known to have bicycle people on it. You come around there, you could end up being a little kid out there and pick them off, and then you'll be in jail for the rest of your life.
Trail or something.
It's one of the popular ones.
It's one they think like they do around the country. Old train tracks that aren't being used anymore, they'll pave that. They'll take the train tracks up and pave that, and then they'll make bicycle trails out of them, which is kind of cool. But
that goes all the way across the Black Hills.
Yeah.
We talked to a couple guys in Keystone.
Yeah.
That were on a bike trail, and they were on that. It's like 100 miles or something they ride.
And didn't they say, what did they had, like a 1,000,000-mile K run, and they're all in the Black Hills? They said it was a lot.
It might have been 1,000 miles or something.
But it was like, holy cow, how are these people running this? But they were
riding bikes.
Well, I thought
they
they
got
were running.
There's a run too up here.
And they said you'll never see them. They're all up in the hills. They're not.
What they do is somebody runs with you, and they relieve you. They make sure you're doing all right, you're surviving. They can stop so many times and rest and things like that. But they run with them, make sure they drink them water, make sure they're eating, bringing them food.
Going to the bathroom.
Yeah, and doing all that stuff. And it's like, I don't know how long it takes them. I think it's like a month-long race that they do up here. And it's supposed to be all in the Black Hills.
That's what they said. There's maybe they said there was like 1 million people. I don't know if there was that many or not, but it was a long run. And I'm like, how can anybody run that far?
And they were explaining that's how they do it.
I
thought maybe it was that guy could rest and the other person ran for him.
That's what I thought.
And then they said, no, that guy runs with you, might hand you a bottle of water or hand you something to eat, or it's people that I guess you have that's going to help meet with you. So, and then when they run at night too. And
yeah, they run like 24 hours a day. So I don't know how they do that. I don't know.
There must be some time they get to rest. But I mean, we didn't get to talk to them that much. We're not runners. We're not looking to do that, but it was just very interesting. It's one more thing to do out here.
But I mean, that's what they said. There was so many people out here doing that run, but they said you'll never see them because they're all up.
Yeah, they're not shopping. They're not,
But I mean, they're not like running on the roads. They're like up in the trails running. So
it's kind of cool.
Anyway, so we've been on an hour.
And we got some side by sides that we're going to be taking out here, and maybe next week I might take one out. I got to look at the weather. One will be over there off of Spearfish Canyon, and we're going to be back in there and checking out some things out there, doing a little ride. Not going to be out very long, probably a couple hours. And then we have another one that's over in but Nemo that wants us to take one out over there and do some riding up in that area. So if you're out here, let us know. Maybe you want to ride along with us. Probably they're 4-seaters, so we'll have 2 seats behind us. Hopefully they'll be 4-seaters. The last one we only had 2-seater. No, it was a 4-seater.
Because
4-seater we had.
Sean and Rick went with us.
But we have 2 other companies that want us to take them out and talk about them for people that might want to be interested in them. So we might be doing that. Might be something extra to add because it is. I knew there was trails out here, but I had no idea that there's like, I don't know, it's 2,000 miles of off-road trails out here. Now, some of them are really skinny. Some of them you only ride a motorcycle down. Some are wide enough for big side-by-sides. You can't take a truck or a Jeep up in there. You could, but you're really pushing your luck. But a lot of the locals don't like it so much because a lot of people come up here and they tear the heck out of their trails and make them real rough. And there was a few places we rode last year that were a little rough. You had to watch because there was a big old rut in the middle or side. You had to get up on the hill and go around them.
And one had real stinky water. Remember that one? Ooh.
Been sitting there, been stewing there for a while. They must have used it for a toilet. Good. Took a dump in it. There's a dandy dump. Very good. There's a dandy dump station. They dumped the outhouse.
And we went right through the middle of it.
Part of four-wheeling, right?
Bring your full-face helmets.
Yes. If you're going to be right on those, because most of these ones they don't put full windshields on these rental units. They only put a half windshield. Last year we ate a lot of dirt. And so this year we always have our full-face helmets, but we don't normally take them with us when we do stuff. Wasn't thinking there. Figured just a half helmet would be good enough in case we've got rolled or something or got thrown out of it or whatever. But yes, we take the full face so we can flip it down and keep the dust out of your face. So.
And wear old clothes or dirty clothes because you're going to have to wash them when you get back because you could go like this and the dust just flew.
And don't wash your hair the night before.
No.
And do it again. But yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff. There's a lot of side-by-sides out here you can rent. There's a place that rent dirt bikes, golf carts. Somebody was asking that the other day. Today on channel was asking where they could rent a golf cart. It's Black Hills Golf Cart or something out here on the 90. They rent golf carts. And somebody was giving them a hard time on the channel. It wasn't our Sturgis page, it was another one. Oh, this isn't a golf cart rally.
Well, let me tell you, we're getting older, and it's a lot harder to walk.
Especially if you're in the Buffalo Chip, you're in one of these big campgrounds.
You Happy Hoyle, full throttle.
And I don't want to ride my motorcycle everywhere I go. It's a bagger. I don't want to run it into the campground and then run it over to the and I don't want to walk everywhere on it. So it's like
again, we're older.
When people say the rally's not, it's just like that. Oh, they never had golf carts when it first started. They stay down here in the freaking pond down here, this little water hole down here. It's where they stayed. They smoked dope. They did LSD. They did all kinds of crazy stuff. Most of the guys that were back there 50 years ago, we've talked to, can't remember anything that was going on back then because they were stoned. They were, like I said, it was the hard drugs back then. That's what they weren't smoking pot. They probably weren't even pot back there in the 60s back then when they were going on. But most of them were doing the hard stuff, dropping acid and all kinds of stuff. And so most of them have no clue what was going on back then. Yes, you can go right out here to Camp 5 and you can do your thing and it'd be just like it was in the olden days. You didn't need a golf cart because you didn't go anywhere. I mean, it's just when people tell me it's not like the old days wasn't like it is. We didn't have these campgrounds. Buffalo Chip is the oldest campground. It's been here for 45 years. So if you were out here 46 years ago, there was no campground here. You stayed in a city park for years. That's the way it was. There was no campgrounds out here. So when people say, well, that's not the way it was at the Buffalo Chip when it first started. Well, when it first started, because actually the rally's been going on for 87 years. Because 2 of the years, because of the World Wars, they did not have the Sturgis Rally. So it's been going on for 87 years. So you'd almost have to be, about 105 if you came out here when it first started? Maybe you are. Maybe we got that 105-year-old guy watching TV here.
We have a 100-year-old lady that's going to be out here, and she's going to be celebrated. So
let's talk to her and see what the first Sturgis she ever came to. This might be her first Sturgis. She did more riding across the country than
Michael's on. How are you doing, Mike? Mike Freeman?
But
Glenn's laughing.
It's just crazy stuff. And it's like, I get so tired of when I hear that when people always say, it's not the way, it's too commercial. It's too this, it's too that, it's all that, it's this. And it's like, all the rallies, it is what you want to do.
What you make it.
The thing that I always complain more about is 99% of you, the only reason you're coming is because of the concerts that they're playing. Oh, they're not playing this concert. I want this one. I don't like them. I don't want this. Then why are you even coming? Why don't you go someplace where they got the concert you want to go to? Probably whoever you want to watch. You want to watch Kid Rock? He's playing up here at the State Fair. You can get you some tickets and you can go up and see him. Jelly Roll's coming out here too. Not here, but they'll be out here somewhere in South Dakota this summer. Get you a ticket. You can go see them. So there's plenty of concerts going on all around the United States. There's probably a bunch of them going on in Las Vegas this week. Los Angeles has probably got a couple big bands. Big
Go to
name
the
people
Eagles
playing.
in the Sphere and see them this fall
You go
and
see
pay
AC/DC, they're
$1,800.
out playing somewhere
ticket.
here in the world. But I mean, but when people come here and they're so mad because this place isn't doing this and that place ain't doing that, then what are you even coming from? You know, I come for one of the best things that what makes this rally so great is one is the riding. There is no other motorcycle rally anywhere that has the riding that we have here in the Black Hills. One is just like we drove through the other day. You could smell the pines and all that as you're going through. And we seen deers last night on the side of the road. A whole bunch of them there. We got some pictures. I've got a little bit on video. Let's see if it turns out. Seen a little baby deer the other day bouncing around out there in the field.
Yeah, the zoomies. I've never seen a deer with the zoomies like the dogs get. It was
just going all
crazy.
over the place.
I said, "What is
I
that
thought it was a
running
rabbit.
around like
I thought it was
that?"
a rabbit.
That's how fast it was running around, but it was
The
bigger
mom
than
was just standing there looking at it.
like, come on.
And then finally, when it got to her, she kind of looked at it and then she walked off and it followed her. Like she said, I gave you that look.
She did, but it's kind of cool. And then,
But I mean, it's stuff that you just don't, this is
God's country.
which is what we always say that. The only reason we've been able to say that is because we spend so much time out here. The people that live here, the people that were born and raised here are a whole different breed of people. They're nice. They're polite. They're happy to talk to you.
They're happy you're here.
Yeah. And the people that work at the restaurants and stuff, the people that live here, all the girls that works here, all the restaurants we go to before the rally are all local people. They weren't shipped in here to work or anything else like the rally's going to be. To where when you talk to these girls, they're polite, they're nice. This girl came over, since we've had this interview at least 5 times, she's walked up and kind of shook her hand.
Like, okay.
That's how I got the soda. And it's not like they don't ever see you again. But they can sit over there and talk the whole time. They don't, because now it's getting down to where there's only about 4 people left.
Well, they're going to be closing in about 35
close
minutes.
at 8.
No, if you look at the front door, it says on the 4th of July. They're
Said 8.
closing at 4.
No, I looked at it and said 8.
No, I thought it said 4.
It said 4th of July, and it said closing at 8. They're going to close before the fireworks start.
Yeah.
Well, see, they say between 2 and 4 here is the slowest time for him here, even during the rally. If you want to come up here to the brewery, Sturgis Brewing House, sit in the air conditioner, have some cold beers, or have some nice food, because they have a full menu here still, too. They don't cut anything. They don't raise their prices.
They have flatbread pizza that's really good.
All kinds of
If you like
beers.
crunchy crust, we like the real crunchy crust.
Yeah. And the food's always been really good here. That's what she wanted. One of her choices of today was that she wanted to come here. And it's either here or the soup plantation, the soup place.
My new
Magnolias.
favorite place. Man, they've got some good soup.
But this is her second favorite place to eat. She likes coming in here. But I mean, it's always nice and quiet. It's not, they don't have bands or nothing here. They got a little bit of music playing and stuff. But I mean, it's not overbearing. Got nice tables. They got high tops. They got low ones. They don't have any booths or nothing here. You can sit outside. They got all kinds of cornhole games and different things outside. You can sit on the patio. They got a big tent in the back. Probably have tables and stuff out there in the shade so the ones who can sit outside. So it's just really cool. But
That'd be a nice day to sit outside today because, like I said, it's probably in the 70s.
Yeah, but there were some people that had a big old party out there. They had a barbecue probably today. Came in here for their family barbecue. They're probably gone now. Yeah, it looks pretty empty now. Out there it was really quiet. It was really nice, but there was a lot of people and they just didn't want to interfere with their activities that they had going on. But
Karen said, "It's waving."
you go.
See,
Karen, did you hear that? We heard from a little birdie, they're bringing the big Jeep run that's in Daytona is coming here next year. That's what we heard yesterday.
Isn't the Jeep right after Daytona Bike Week?
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably going to be later on in the year. It probably
I
won't
don't
be
know.
that same time. I mean, that's March, April.
But I don't know if they won't have the one in Daytona and then move with it. That I don't know. I don't know anything about it. You'll have to
But I
check it
think
out.
they have Jeep rendezvous
They
all
do.
over.
But this is the same company that does that one's doing this one. So I just wouldn't think they would throw 2 different ones. Because
Hi, Glenn.
it's like a lot of RV ones. Like you're an Airstream or you're the motorhome. They move it around the country. It's kind of like some of the well, it's just like us. We're going to
I am show.
the IAM show. It's going to be in
Anaheim next year.
Orange County, California, where we used to live. It's going to be there next year. This year coming up. And
26.
Yep. So we'll be there for that, and we already got places to stay. You don't have to pay extra for that one.
Stay with our daughter.
In there. So sometimes things move around for the yearly. Like for one, I wanted to go this year and I didn't make it. It's the NAM show. It's more for TV, radio, YouTube, things like that. It's all new products and things like that. We were going to go to that this year and ended up overlapping something else we were doing. And I didn't get to do it. So like right now, there's one going on this week up in New York.
Happy 4th. I know I saw you texted me, but we had just started the live. Can't wait to see you. Can't wait to see you either. Be safe coming up here.
Everybody that's traveling, take your time. We're all going to be here. Just get here in one piece. If you have a flat tire or something, it is. Things happen. And that's part of life of traveling on the road, especially when you're a bike. We've been really lucky. We only had going in the Sturgis. We never had any motorcycle trouble ever. Actually, coming to a motorcycle rally, we've never had trouble. We did have a flat tire going to another
4th
event.
of July weekend.
Yeah, probably about 20 years ago. And we lived. We've been out here for 5 years. So I don't know what bike it was. It was the green one or the blue one. It wasn't the bike I have now.
No, it's probably the 09. It was the 09. So we got that in 2010. But
could be 15 years.
Gilroy, California is where we got stuck for the 4th of July.
Had the blowout out on
Big Sur.
Big Sur. There ain't nothing out there. Sat on the road for 2 hours waiting for the tow truck. And then with all the beach traffic, it took another hour. We had to go 100 miles. It took like 3 hours to get back to where the dealership was.
The dealership said if we got back by 5, we got there 5:15. And then that was like Saturday. So they were closed Sunday. Monday. 4th of July was on a Tuesday. So they couldn't get to the bike until Wednesday. So yeah, we were stuck in Gilroy, California, garlic capital of the USA.
There you go. What an adventure we had. I mean, that's part of life. There wasn't much you could do about it.
I didn't have fireworks, so I can't complain.
And I had just got a new tire. And actually, the people that put the tire on compensated us for all of our expenses. Because heck, it was $1,000 to tow for 100 miles. And for the guy to come down and get us and take us back up. And the guy paid for all that, paid for the hotels that I lost. And because we had hotels already booked to stay up around San Francisco. There was a place I found that you could sit and see 3 different sets of fireworks all in the same evening. And that's her favorite thing is fireworks.
So Grizzly's on. He says, what are you going to do fireworks tonight? Probably down at the ballpark, I guess, where they had them last year. It said at the fairgrounds, Sturgis Fairgrounds. So I'm assuming that's where it's at.
I'm pretty sure. That's the same. I wouldn't think they'd move it from where they were at last year.
But we're going to sit in a little bit different place.
You're going to sit in the truck?
Well, we'll sit in the truck. But I mean, where we sat, there was that building and half of the stuff, the low stuff was behind that building. You didn't get to see. I do. Or you could sit top of the hill where all those other cars were parked on the road. We went down into that parking lot.
School.
So we were down low.
Parked in the school parking lot.
Yeah.
So let's see how it all goes. That's kind of the plan tonight. So don't know. Well, we're in the truck today. We're not driving the motorcycle today.
It's been sprinkly all day.
And give it a rest. I wanted to clean it up today the rest of the way, and I didn't get that far. And see tomorrow. It's supposed to be dark and rain tomorrow. If that's the case, we'll drive in the Rapid, go to Sam's, and get a few other things and get a haircut.
Piedmont, and talk to the guy from American Legion.
Talk to Wilbur.
Trip. His name's Trip.
And Neil's buddy. And see what they got going on out there. And if anybody's interested in that. We got some more different places that are having breakfasts. Charity type places. We'll be talking about that next week too. We have 2 more here to contact, 2 churches we have to contact and see what's going on. But we have several we've already talked. One of them we already talked about over in is it Hill City? Is that no, it's where the train was in Hill City.
Yeah.
The one for the community center. They have a breakfast there.
Did we report on that?
Yeah, we did that when we stood out in front of the place. And
I know, but I mean, I don't know if you put on a video. I don't remember.
It's on a video a long time ago, probably 2 weeks ago or more. So lots of videos have come out. Lots of videos. Keep watching all those. Go back and check out all those. If you're coming out to Sturgis, we've been showing you a lot of great stuff. Showing you a lot of hidden rides that people don't know about. A lot of locals are complaining about it. If you look in the comments, I've had probably about a half a dozen to a dozen locals that don't like me talking about their hidden rides. And I mean, a lot of them are on the map that you get, the free map they give you, but you just don't know, you just never went down that road. It's like Old Hill City Road. It's one that we never knew about it either. And somebody had just told us, hey, if you want to ride along the train, go check that one out. And we drove down and was like, oh, this is a cool road. And what's nice about it, it's one I always talk about. If you've never been to the Black Hills, that's a ride you need to do soon. Before you do Iron Mountain or Needles Highway, you want to ride old hill city road. And what makes that so special is it's very curvy and it's got a yellow line going all the way down it. And I always tell people, if you can't stay in your lane on those turns, do not ride Iron Mountain or Needles Highway because it's worse because you're on jackknives, you're on curves. Some of Needles Highway has no lines in the middle of the road. People are all over the road. You don't want to get hurt, you don't want to get killed, and you don't want somebody else to run over you. And when you ride a lot of these rides, especially Needles Highway and Iron Mountain, if you're riding the bike, you're the one on behind the handlebars, you cannot be looking around what's going on. You will kill yourself or you'll kill somebody else. That's just telling you right up, be honest with you. People that want to go on there and be
the roads are very curvy out there.
and you have to pay attention. So there's things that she'll be on the back of the bike and say, "Did you see that?" And I'm like, "I didn't see that." Did you see that? No, I didn't see that. Because I'm looking at the road. I'm keeping all my concentration on the road. Even if you're doing the speed limit of 35 miles an hour, you still can't be, what's over there? There is turnouts that you should stop and you should look around.
And that's what I said. Even if you're driving yourself, you should pull over on those turnouts, not to get out of the people's way, but just to take the Black Hills in, because it doesn't do it justice just driving through it.
Yeah.
You need to stop and just look around.
Smell the roses.
It's like, it's amazing.
Yeah.
The views and the trees and the cliffs and the rocks. And
It's most of it is untouched. You know, there's places here that nobody's ever even walked. And it's just to see stuff that, you know, and most people do live in a big city or they live in a town, or, you know, you're coming from Florida, you're coming from an area that, you know, maybe you're coming from Wyoming, or you're coming from our town like we do out in Arizona, where we don't, you know, we have a little bit of this up around the Grand Canyon, but it's still nothing like what you have here in the Black Hills.
we don't have the green. Well, up in Flagstaff, but that's about it. Matt Montgomery said, "Great job on the ride location information. Thanks."
And we're trying hard. And we have some more we still have to get to that we haven't done yet. We have a couple more reviews to do. Some people are asking about campgrounds. A lot of them, like Happy Hoyle right now, they haven't finished mowing the grass. Some of it is mowed. It looks pretty good, but we haven't been. I don't want them to look bad. The Buffalo Chip has not cut any grass yet. It looks like a jungle out there, so nothing's really happening out there. They're having the water tower painted, and they're doing some cosmetic stuff, put some more asphalt down. So they are doing some stuff out there, but grass cutting they all kind of hold off on, because what they're afraid of is if you cut the grass too soon and we don't get any rain, it dies really quick.
And then it's crunch, crunch, crunch. Yeah. Or if they cut it and then it rains a lot, then they're going to have to cut it again before the rally starts.
That's like Kathmandu. It's already all cut, but you're probably going to have to cut it again one more time before everybody shows up.
Yeah, because it's still a month away.
Yeah, and we're starting getting rain. So it's still going to grow a little bit. The Badlands was not as green as it was last year when we were out here. They said the Badlands just hasn't got a lot of rain this year. Now, they said Devil's Tower, which we haven't made it that far yet. They say it's the greenest it's ever been out there.
Oh, wow.
But we haven't made it that far yet. So we'll have to see what happens. We could actually do that, a separate ride, and add it all to the 3 rally. We wouldn't really have to do that all together. I could piece it all together. So we could end up going to the Devil's Tower on its own. But let's see.
Well, I want to do that ride.
I know, but I'm just saying we could put them all together. Yeah. I don't have to do it all on the same day. We don't have to do Aladdin, Hewlett, and Devil's Tower in the same day. I can put it all 3 together.
But why would you just do one separate?
If we wait, then it's going to be dead out there. You want to see it?
But I mean, we can go now.
But you got to get a hold of them and see if anybody here will talk to you. Tell you what's going on. So that's another thing you got to set up.
Depends on if they're there. Tom's the only one that'll talk.
I know. You got to see if that. Oh, Bob, didn't he talk to us?
I don't think he ever went on camera.
Another commercial.
Yeah.
Commercial. You guys get commercials at the same time we get commercials?
I don't know. Are you about done? Or do I have to go to the...
Me too.
Have to go potty. 60 on. That's the highest we've been.
So this is our 4th of July special. We're probably still going to do a live on Sunday. Today I decided, she talked me out of doing a video today. She just figured that a lot of people will be doing family stuff.
4th of July, it's a holiday. And Fridays, we don't get very good views anyway.
And then I don't get a lot of views, and then I'm not very happy because a lot of people didn't watch the video. So then I'm like, you know, this sucks. I worked all that time, did all this, and it's a great video. Why isn't anybody watching it? So we saved it. Tomorrow's video is our helmet video. A lot of people have been asking for our charity helmet that we're raffling off. they wanted to know more information about it. So we re-edited the original video that we did at home, showing you the helmet, showing you all the fancy stuff about it, giving you the website that you can go to and donate money. We've got about $1,000 so far worth of donations. So if you figure that out, that's about 40 chances, I guess, and then whatever we kind of figured out.
I guess
$25 a piece.
Yeah.
So that's all we got. You got really good odds to still win the
Trying to
helmet.
sell 200
That's what she
chances.
wants. She wants to raise $5,000 on the helmet. We will be giving it away after Sturgis. When we get home, we'll explain as we get into the right before the rally starts. We will explain how you can. No, that one's not going to be that. That's the veteran bike. Veteran bike's going to be given away sometime after Sturgis too. We'll have it given away before the end of the year.
Yeah, 40 people have. That's
So about 40 people have signed up to try to win the helmet. Biggest one we've got a couple $100 ones, so we got an extra one or two in there because you get 5 chances if you go with $100. So we got everybody's name and information there. So we'll have all those names in a pot, and we'll draw it on live so everybody can see what it is, and
There's Big Whoop.
give everybody a chance to.
I can't really read it. I thought I could. Whoa. Hotter than heck in South Colorado. Happy 4th of July, everyone. Yep. I'm doing the American thing, working on my bikes and watching you guys. There you go. So, yeah, we want to thank God for all of our liberties and all of our.
Be back.
I had to go. But anyway, yes. I'm very thankful that we live in America and that all of the freedoms that we do have. And that special thank you to all the veterans that served, are serving, that have served, that gave all, that we appreciate it. I do, at least, that I'm able to live in this country. There's Craig. How are you doing, Craig? Oh, it didn't come up on my thing. 85 in southern Arizona. I just talked to the in-laws and they said it was 104 today. So, I don't know. So Craig, I see you on there, but you're not down here. So I don't know why I don't see you coming up. Hot and windy, I guess. Are you guys in Arizona or are you up in, I think, Michigan, Minnesota? Minnesota. I'm in SV. Simi Valley? Dave's here. 85 in southern Arizona, SV, maybe Sedona Valley? Sahara Vista. There you go. Well, I was trying. But it's, yeah, considering the last 3 days have been really nice and warm in the 90s, and then now today it's like rainy and cold. So not very much fun. I don't like the cold. I don't like the rain. When it was 90, I was doing good. So Big Whoop said 94 here. So they're talking about the weather in all the different places. And Dave's here, man, is in Sierra Vista. Did you get it?
No, it's stuck to my flag.
Oh.
The magnet back on.
Yep.
It's stuck to my flag.
North Vegas is 100 and windy. Woo, 100%.
So
Yep.
one of the things that we want to make sure we emphasize to everybody, just like here, if you come to any of the places or see any of the vendors that we deal with, make sure you tell them you've come because of Bob and Tam. So that way they realize that they do. Brian runs the Sturgis Brewing House here. He used to also own the Knuckle. He just has this now. He sold the Knuckle to Curtis. And so he just has the brewing house here. But yeah, when you come in here, you just let the girls know, hey, I seen Bob and Tam are coming in here because they said it's the best place to be between 2 and 4. So, give us that shout out. We're not asking for any money. We pay for our food and all that. But it just lets them know that, we've been sitting here for an hour. We did spend some money. And in this case, it's not so crowded. But it's just like over at Loud American. We haven't been able to do anything there yet because it seems to be raining almost every day on Sunday, to where we want to go over there on a Sunday afternoon and start doing our lives. They asked us when we were coming in the other day. They were like, hey, why haven't you guys been in here yet? I said, because every Sunday it's been raining. Now, during the rally, we'll do some lives from there because we can do it any day. The reason I do lives during the rally is because we get too busy and I don't have time to edit. And so a lot of stuff, we'll still be showing you some stuff that's going to be going on during the rally. But a lot of things like bike shows and the breakfast, if we go to the museum breakfast, and a lot of things like that, if I show it to you the next day, it's already over. You can't see it anyway. So there'll be a lot of videos that we'll do weeks after the Sturgis rally is over. We'll be doing a lot of stuff that you'll be seeing things, the events that go on. And you might see yourselves on there if you're here. I just seen a big comment come up. I thought I did. So it's raining in Rapid, they said. So yeah, we're kind of wet here. Looks like it's stopped right now. Hot and humid in the flatlands of Illinois. Yeah, it's been crazy weather this year. They had all that rain and stuff, tornadoes. We've had a lot of warning with North Dakota here. They had some tornadoes in here a couple of weeks ago, tore up a lot of houses and stuff. So, this is a weird year. It's like Cam always says, a lot of this stuff happens before Jesus comes back. So make sure you're all right with God and just never know what's going to happen in the future. See how it all turns out. I haven't looked into that big bill that was just passed last night, but I mean, if it, I'm all for that. I wish I would have done that when I was working, and that they didn't charge taxes on your overtime, because if you want, you're one of these people that get stuck working overtime all the time, and they take half your check because you made overtime. You got into that next tax bracket, and it ended up being I should not even work because I made less money because it took more taxes out on my butt. So that kind of sucks. And people that do tips and stuff, people shouldn't have to pay taxes on tips. I would half the time if you're paying cash, you're sticking it in their pocket anyway, so they're not getting the money anyway. And I'm kind of like when they talk about that just like working overtime, or if you're working for tips, that's money that's up and above what you normally would have paid taxes on anyway. Just my thought. But we won't talk about that. We're not talking about politics today. But Sturgis is really great. I love coming out here. I love spending this time here. If we didn't have so much other stuff going on, I'd probably spend all summer out here. I'd probably get out here, maybe May. But I mean, they did get some snow this year, some late snow here. And I just, when we got out here, about 2 weeks before we got out here, Deadwood had some snow. They get a lot of hail. I've been knocking on the wood, and we don't get beat up with the truck, gets beat up with hail. Trailer, that's not the end of the world, but the truck, I don't really want to get hail damage on it again. It's getting older, and they may not be as willing to fix it as much as they want to do. They might want to total it or something, and I don't want to buy a new truck. So everything else has been pretty good. Been really windy out here. We've had some good windy evenings and days like that. If you're riding out here on the 90, it might be kind of windy and stuff. But you got to think about that. There has been semis, campers, and stuff that have blown over on the 90. A couple years ago out here by Sioux Falls. You're out in the middle of the plains. There's not much out there. If you're coming to Wyoming and stuff, there's a lot of flatlands there that you got to kind of watch out for, more than some of the other states. But it's just something to think about when you're traveling and stuff like that. And it's like me, I when we always traveled to Sturgis like this, we tried to do about 300 or 400 miles a day. I wasn't really looking to come out here. There's guys out here that ride 800 or 900 miles. Somebody we talked the other day did 1,000 miles in 24 hours. And I'm like, why? What's it prove? You want to come out here, you don't want to be, by the time you get here, you got to rest for 2 or 3 days because you're all worn out. You want to take, like us, we could have made it out here probably in 2 days easily from California when we lived down in Orange County, California. It was about 1,400 miles each way. And we took 3 days. And so what I like, just like when we came here, we took 3 days to get here from Arizona. And but what I like is I like to be able to where I pull in here on my first day, I pull in at noon. So that way, if we want to do something, I can still do something. Not because, not driving a whole nother day. Like if you come in 2 days, we would come in late that evening. Well, then, you got to get situated no matter where you're staying at. If you're staying at a tent or staying in a hotel, whatever, you still got to get situated, get everything organized, figure out what's going on. And then next thing you know, you're in bed and you got to get up and, you're already kind of wore out. It's like us. First time we came out here, we did when Tam rode her bike, we did 5 days and we rode 2,400 miles. We actually went up the coast of California and came across. And that was longer because we rode the coast, and there's places you can only do 10 or 15, 20 miles an hour on some of the coastline roads. So we spent we rode from sun up to sundown. So we'd start out about 6 o'clock in the morning. We'd ride till about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock every night. And it took us, it's either 4 or 5 days. I think it was 5 days it took us to get here. But by the time we got here, 2 days, we sat out here on the grass. We sat out here on LaSalle, right in front of the Harley booth there, big tent, and just watched bikes go by. We just didn't feel like riding. That's why when people say, I always used to badmouth people too, the trailers, their bikes. But after we started doing this in 2019, I'm like, oh my gosh. It's like here, we probably in 4 weeks here, Monday, and we haven't been riding every day. We're probably a little over 1,000 miles on the bike. And we really haven't really rode anywhere. Only one day we rode a lot, 250 miles. Most days are 100, 150 miles. Some days I didn't count it. Normally I don't count unless we're doing rides. But I mean, we rode back and forth from here, from Sturgis several times. That's 30 miles from where we're camping. That's 60 miles round trip, not counting whatever else we were doing on the bike. So the miles rack up pretty quick. But if I rode 2,000 or 3,000 miles here, do you really want to do another 2,000 or 3,000 miles while you're here in a week? No, we met about 2 weeks. We had somebody on the channel the other day. In a 2-week period, they're riding 5,000 miles. Him and his son was one. And we met that other couple the other day that they're going to ride about 5,500 miles in a 2-week period. That's a lot of miles, a lot of riding. See in the country, but you don't get to stop a lot of places. You can't really do a lot of tourist things. If you want to stop and check something out or something like that, you're very limited because you're trying to get so many miles in. So I always look at that. And also, when we always traveled, we always had one extra day. So we used to come out to Sturgis. We had 2-week vacation, 3 days out, 3 days back, stayed for a week. We had one extra day as a backup. The backup day is because you never know what's happening. You might have a flat on a Sunday, or a lot of these dealerships are closed on Monday, and you can't find somebody to work on your bike. You might have to stay overnight, one more extra day, to where you're still going to get back home, and you're still going to get back home in the right time. Because you only got 2 weeks, you got to be back to work the next day, or they might fire you. Cam tried that one time at the hospital. We were coming out here, and she didn't get the full time off. And she called up, and I told her my bike was broke down. I had a receipt for some work I had done. I told her if she didn't come back, don't come back at all. So you might have work like that doesn't want to deal with you. So yeah, you never know. But it's always good to plan a little extra time, not push yourself so much. Because it is, if you're coming out for a vacation, if you're retired or whatever, you just want to have a nice time coming out, enjoy, be safe, watch the weather forecast. Everybody should have on your phone, you should have an app that with radar on it. Get one that updates regularly, because just like out here, there's so many times the storms really are weird out here, because like I said, sometimes on my phone it says it's pouring down rain, and we look outside and I look at the radar and it's like, no, it's still this far from us. It's not, according to the radar projection that they're predicting, which you can't always go by that. But so far, I have been better than the weather people here in Rapid City. I've been able to
look outside and say, it's coming. It looks like it's coming pretty quick. It'll be here soon. And it says, no rain in the forecast.
So, or they'll say it's going to rain all day. And it never rained at all. Sun was out all day. This is the worst place for predicted weather. And but it probably rained someplace in the Black Hills. But it's just like last night, our friends that live in Rapid, it just started sprinkling here. It must have been about 8 or 9 o'clock. It started raining just a little bit. And our friends that were over in Rapid City, they're actually camping in a campground. They live there, but they're camping in a campground.
The one we were just at.
And they were all sitting out looking at the sky. It was all clear. And here it was all cloudy and the storm, but it was going their way. And they probably, like here, we're pretty much, looks like it's done right now. But somebody just wrote on and said it was rainy in Rapid City, because the weather, it kind of goes that direction.
They just are getting what we just had.
So I don't know if you got any more.
Something about Illinois. Dean Morgan and Chip's on. Chip says, hey guys, slightly wet here in Rapid, dry now.
That's one I read.
Dean Martin is in Illinois. What part of Illinois? The Flatlands, hot and humid.
Must be around Springfield or Peoria.
Big Whoop says, consider 250 milligrams a day a decent day. Dave says, I agree. 250 is a good day. What were they talking about? 250 milliliters.
So talk about the rain. I don't know.
Big Whoop says, almost 12-hour drive for me to get here. He's coming from Colorado, I think. Jimmy O says, great job. Tax cuts are long overdue. That's true. Dave Hirschman
Big Whoop says miles.
Oh, miles. Oh, it says ml. So I say milliliter. I don't know.
Well, it's what do they call it? No, it's kilometers.
Yeah. I don't know. Not
maybe they meant to say miles. Maybe they do 250 a day in miles.
Oh, okay. It's a decent day. All right.
Because I was talking about what we did. We used to do about 3 to 400 miles a day coming to Sturgis. We didn't really, we're not one of those people that rode 800,000 miles in a day. because it's all about enjoying the ride. It's
What is
part
it?
of,
The Iron Socks ride, the Iron Butt ride. There's all those iron whatever.
and it's like, I don't know. It's great to say I've done it. We've done the most we've ever rode in days.
609 miles in one day.
That's the most we've ever rode our bikes in one day. We both rode our own bike that day. And the only reason was because our daughter told her we were here in Sturgis, and at the last minute she called up on Saturday and said, I'm moving Monday. And so she looked at me and said, we're going to be home by Monday.
Before Monday. I want to see them before
So 2 days we rode from here, from Sturgis back to California in 2 days. And then she ended up not moving. Almost kill ourselves, but we made it home.
Rode in the rain, the hot, the heat, and then the hail.
Yeah.
And yeah, Jeffrey Pope
All in the
saw
same
it.
day.
Yep. Jeffrey Pope saw it. That was at 609 miles. Chad said iron butt. That's what I said. I want to know where my iron butt patch was for that 609 miles. Michael Child says, for me, the ride is just a part of the adventure. That's
Yeah.
right. Jeffrey Pope said, happy 4th of July.
There you go.
Didn't talk to Steven yet. I was going to
Yeah.
call him, but I never did.
But yeah, overall, it's been a really great time. And that's why I said that's one of the things I'm going to talk about. And I talked a little bit about at the beginning. There is really not, during the summer like this, there's not a bad time to come to the Black Hills, Sturgis area. The prices are cheaper. You can get rooms better price. Campgrounds are cheaper. Like Kathmandu, they're like $50 a day for full hookups before. They got a better deal on the cabins. Over in Rapid City, the campgrounds are really high. It's more of a tourist area because you're more closer to all that stuff. Most campgrounds over there are about $75 and up. We found one was $198 for the night. They're on crack. They said, for that much money, I'll go over here to the hotel and stay for $110.
So Dean Morgan, I might be related to you. My grandma's maiden name was Morgan, and there was a lot of Morgans that lived up in Litchfield. So I don't know. Might be a long lost cousin.
Want to say more about the Morgans?
Well, it was his grandma's maiden name too, so we're probably related somewhere down the line. But oh well, the
Kids all turned out.
the
Kids
kids
all turned out right.
so far so good.
That's why we get along so well.
Maybe
We're relatives.
my grandma's maiden name was Morgan, and his grandma's maiden name was Morgan, and they both came from the Ohio area. So you might be related to him too. No, he didn't have anybody lived up in Springfield. They did Litchfield.
Most of my grandma's, most of her relatives lived down. Well, see, I'm related down like at Campbell Hill. Almost all those people were somewhat related
Yeah.
to those not Echo Camps. Clay Camp. I can't think what their people's names were. My grandma, when she
Canopes.
married, was Canope. And
Oh, it's her maiden name. Oh, Morgan.
Morgan. One moment.
We have to ride called the Brass Nut Run. Usually it's 32 degrees outside, maybe a 50-mile ride there and back. Ooh, that's cold. January 1st. We used to do that. What do we call that? The snowball ride or something? January 1st. But that was in California, so it wasn't that cold.
Coldest ride I ever did was I rode up to Reno one time and it got in the
Amazon's
30s.
Captain Morgan.
And they all laughed at me because when I came, I brought my chaps and brought my gloves and everything. I always keep that in the bike when I go on long hauls. We just come to Sturgis. We always brought our chaps and stuff with us. And next morning we got up and it was about 32 degrees. So
When they left.
I'm putting on my chaps and I'm putting my big gloves on. My buddy Art was with me. He only had his fingerless gloves. Nobody brought any chaps. They didn't have any heavy coats. We always wear 2 coats up. So that way, if you get colder, you always can put one more coat over you. And so I was the only one who was warm riding my bike. Everybody else was freezing to death till it warmed up. As the day got on, it got into the 50s, and so it was better. But for that first hour or so in the morning, they were all freezing, and they weren't laughing at me anymore.
Remembering the song, I Am My Own Grandpa.
So, we'll still do a live on Sunday, a regular time. A lot of people are always confused about that. Wherever you live, it's the same time it comes up. Now, the rally time might change, but during pre-rally and building up to this, we started here, so it's 2 o'clock in Alaska time. It's 3 o'clock Pacific time. It's
No, it should be 4 o'clock here.
it's
You
4
need
here.
to start
I said
here.
Pacific time. No, I started. Neil is 2 in Alaska. It's 3 o'clock on Pacific. It's 4 o'clock in Mountain. It's 5 o'clock in Central. And 6 o'clock Eastern time. There's our time frame of how we've been doing and it's been like that now since we've been here. Sometimes at home we'll do an hour later, just depending on how things go. Because sometimes some people are out all day, And like in California, not California, but on the East Coast, a lot of people will more likely see us more closer to the 8 o'clock time.
Okay, Craig.
So there's our schedule for the Sundays.
Nice.
That'll be all the way up through the 20th. After the 20th, it's fair game, and then you just got to watch. Because during the rally, we cannot predict when we're going to do a live. A lot of it depends on where we're at. Do we have internet service? Do we have a place to sit? If we're at Loud America, we got to get there, get a table out front, set it all up, make sure their music's not too loud. Sometimes they crank it up out there. But we have to, so we can't say, well, it's like today. I really wanted to do this at noon, but I was moving some hard drives around, so I have enough room for the rest of the trip. And I wanted to finish that before we got out. And we had some phone calls to make. And so now it's 1 o'clock. And I'm like, well, let's get over there. And we got here at 1. And I said, well, you want to do it like 2? And so she said, yeah. So that's when I posted it. So you guys got about a 45-minute head start of us doing our live today, which is better than sometimes. So I also tried to put it on the Facebook page too ahead of time, saying, hey, we're going to be doing a live soon. Look for it. We had no idea how many people are going to come on. Because like I say, it's family day. Might be out doing stuff.
Holiday.
We do have some people that are single. They may not have extra family to come to, or maybe they're too far away, or maybe they're on vacation and they want to check us out, see what's going on. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Spend a little time. Wish you all a happy 4th of July, Independence Day. Remember what it's all about. It's about all those people that work so hard to get us where we're at.
The birth of our nation.
Lisa, wait till it just came back again.
That we have all the liberties that we have because of what
What's the Liberty Bell say?
It's Leviticus 25:2. Liberty, the pursuit of liberty. I don't know. I'd have to look it up. You don't remember? You listened to it too this morning. I don't have a memory.
It was on today's prayer.
It was.
Just ask your phone. What's it say on Liberty Bell?
What does it say on the Liberty Bell? I was going to look it up in the Bible. Proclaim liberty. Oops, it just left.
You messed it up.
Well, it's a stupid AI thing. I don't want to continue.
Okay. Say it again. Don't touch it.
Proclaim liberty throughout all the land until all the inhabitants thereof. And that's Leviticus 25:2, I believe.
That's right. Out of the Bible. So
that's what it said. Yeah. So America was founded on Christianity belief. So don't let anybody tell you any different.
There you go. So what you got? Another comment popped up. What do they say?
Dave's man. Congratulations, BW. I know what BW is.
I know, but somebody else talking. So pretty exciting. Just wanted to wish everybody 4th of July. Talk a little bit about why you might want to come earlier. Maybe this year you didn't think about that. Maybe next year you might. It's actually the weekend before, the 27th, 28th, I think it is. No, it's not that. What is it? Yeah, it'd be 27th, I guess. The 27th, Harley Davidson will have a majority of their vendors will be there in the lot. That commercials again.
I didn't.
And so you can get here early, and there'll be some vendors here. A lot of the vendors here, even
26th.
in town. 26th is that Saturday.
July 26th.
So there'll already be vendors opening up at Black Hills Harley. So if you're coming to maybe get some work done or something, you can get that done then. A lot of the now the food prices all change usually pre-rally weekend. That first weekend, 26th, they'll start changing the prices to the rally prices. They'll just have the little paper. But there is a handful of places here at the Sturgis Brewing House. Uncle Louie's, still both full of those menu. Two will have a full menu to buy from. Over at Pizza Ranch, you can always go over there and get all the good food there. They're not raising their prices either. We let everybody know that. I think it's like $14.
If you're a senior, and if you go between 2 and 4 any day of the week, Monday through Friday,
it's less than $10.
$9.92.
Yep, less than $10.
Like that.
Can't
and that comes with a drink.
That's right. A beverage, not alcohol, but non-alcohol. They got the tea sucks, soda, water. That's about it. Coffee. I don't know.
I think a coffee, yeah.
So you can help yourself with that. They have tea, fountain. Everybody here's got pretty much fountain tea. She thought it was real tea here, and it wasn't. There's only about 2 places in town.
The soup place has real tea.
Someplace else we just ate it. What's the place we just ate the hamburger at yesterday? Did they have tea?
You do it? The name of it?
No.
No, they didn't. I think you had soda, didn't you?
Yeah, I guess I did. And we ate with Adam Amsoil and Katie. Ate with them. They're in town. They just got here
Hey,
yesterday.
Daryl.
So they're bouncing around out there in Rapid City. And they're going to be heading out. They're going to be doing a long trip someplace. They haven't told us exactly for sure. They're about 5 different places they're thinking about going out west
Big whoop.
and go away for a
Take care
week
of
or
that
two.
baby.
So they're looking to do some fun out there. So Adam will probably be telling you a little bit about that soon. So I'm not even going to say any of the places because he probably wants to announce it himself. So we won't be going with him, so we won't go that long. We kind of thought about maybe doing something out that way, but I just don't know how time's going to go. We haven't even made it to Hot Springs yet. We want to get down to Hot Springs. And,
We should have did that when we were in Rapid City.
a little closer. But you got to take what you can get when you can, when you do. But still a lot of stuff to come out with videos, a lot of great stuff, a lot of great info we're still going to give you. Check out all those videos for the last 4 weeks. A lot of stuff out there if you're coming out here where you can make you a nice list. This is why we do what we do. Because when we used to come to these rallies, no matter what rally we ever went to, we had no freaking idea what's going on. You know, we didn't know half the rides to go on. Nothing. We still don't do that. We go to Daytona and somebody will say, well, did you guys go check this out? It's down, it's like a 50-mile ride, but it's a really great ride. It's like, no, nobody told me about it. And someone we still never got around to doing it. This year, we're hoping that when we get to Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue, we're going to do a bunch of rides there. We're going to be there about 4 days early before the event starts. So we're hoping to do a bunch of riding there. See
I
how
know
good
what
that
we
is.
got to announce. If you are going to Daytona Bike Week and looking for a place to stay, I want to stay in a house. Vanessa's renting out her house for Biketoberfest.
Okay.
So that's right downtown, 2 blocks
blocks.
off Main Street. So if you're looking for a place and you're going to
2-bedroom.
Biketoberfest and you want a place to stay,
2-bedroom. It's got a couple couches there that fold out. If you're looking for something like that, you can call the store 160 Biker Chick here in Sturgis and tell them you're interested in renting her house in Daytona, and then they'll take your phone number, and then Vanessa will call you back and tell you what the price is. We have no idea. We stayed there last year for pre-rally. We stayed there. It's really nice. The internet kind of sucked a little bit. The phones work, but it wasn't a lot of good service for us to upload videos. But it's 2 blocks from the main street, and it's easy walk. They got a big yard to park your car. If you got a trailer, there's plenty of room to park a trailer there. Not a camping trailer, but a trailer if you're pulling your motorcycle down. She's got there to park there.
So call 160 Biker Chick, either, I guess, call the Sturgis number. And she can give you all the information. So she's renting it out. She doesn't usually rent it out for Biketoberfest, but she is this year.
So if you're interested, take a look at that. She's
Right.
not one of our sponsors at the end of the videos. Not this
Right.
one, but normal video. We're also going to tell you, I wanted to do an edit to the video, and it won't be down until next week. If you're looking to have any work done by any of our vendors, we're going to be putting our phone numbers. They're not down there yet, but you should call ahead and set appointments. I mean, like Amsoil Adam. If you're thinking about having an oil change, or you want to have some love jugs, or have some of his new parts he's selling, it's always good to call ahead and say, hey, I'm going to be there on Tuesday. What can I do? And I like that. I like to get my bike in there like at 8 or 9 o'clock when they first open. Get my bike in there. Have it hopefully even at speeds. They can do a cam job, oil pump, all kinds of stuff. Get it first thing
5-6 hours.
1 o'clock in the afternoon. You're done. You get back on your bike and you got all afternoon to still go and have some fun with it. Versus taking your bike and you're sitting there waiting in line. Call and get appointments. So we're going to put all the phone numbers down there for Joey at All About Customs. If you want to talk to
Ben at Wide Open Customs.
He's got the fairings and stuff going on. We've got mine's just blank.
Camp Easy Ride.
Camp Easy Ride. If you want to check that out, maybe you want to go. Maybe you're going out to the Buffalo Chip and you'd like to check out their compound. You can come out there and they'll even let you spend an evening with them and show you what kind of fun and stuff.
You might not do it this year, but maybe next year or at a different rally that he's at that you could come. And he's always inviting people out. If you want to just come check it out,
but you have to have a pass to get in. He does, to the Buffalo Chip this year. But any of the other campgrounds, you can stop in and check out all the stuff that's going on. So we're going to do a video soon and kind of talk about all of our vendors and give you their phone numbers down here where you can contact them. Speeds is another one that is one of our sponsors. We got a whole list. There's so many I can't keep track. And
the dealerships, we have several dealerships that help us out.
Big Trail and Teddy Morris is down there in Daytona. They're all on board.
Motorcycles.
Midwest Motorcycles, if you're looking to rent a motorcycle.
Biker Chick.
So we have a lot of people helping us out here.
Keep it twisted.
Yeah, that's right. And we're going to be doing a lot of stuff with Billy this weekend. This coming.
I know. He said we gotta get some sun because we're be at the poolside over in at the Full
With Happy
Throttle.
Hoyle. He does all kinds of games and stuff over there. We're going to be over there filming
Bikini
it
contest.
and getting you all on camera and giving out some free twisted tea and all kinds of fun stuff going on. We'll be doing a bunch of stuff with Billy. We got a lot of stuff to do during the rally this year.
Not enough hours in the day.
That's right.
We won't be sleeping much.
No.
That 10th day, we'll be dragging.
Yeah. Might have to stay a week later just to recuperate or to get home. Fun of being retired.
Yep.
Because I was wanting to go out to Custer and stay, and I could set all up, got all signed up and everything. What a mess their website is. It's just a mess. So I don't know. We might
We
have
were cussing it this morning.
It's like, so I thought, it'd be cool to stay in Custer, maybe get the bike out and just kind of ride around Custer. Just stay in the Custer State Park the whole time. Just never leave and just spend some time there exploring a little bit better. A lot of little side roads and stuff like to go check out that I've never rode on with my bike or anything. There's some roads I probably have to take the truck out on, but I mean, it'd be just be kind of cool to
Just sit
spend
there and
the 2
watch all
full
the prairie
days.
dogs pop their heads up and down.
Might open the door one day and maybe a bison looking to come in the trailer.
Maybe.
Won't be going out to see him though. We'll just be filming through the crack of the door. Can't come in. We're not home. There you go. All right, we'll wrap it up.
So thanks for hanging out with us today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for all of you guys coming out with us and spending some time with us. We love all you guys. Be safe, be safe, be safe. I can't say that enough. Thanking God for our freedom and our country today. Have a safe 4th of July. Have fun. Go see your family and tell them how much you love them.
Give them a call if nothing else. She
That's
did that.
right. And don't forget to support our sponsors that we were just talking about. Tell them Bob and Tam sent you if you go see them. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Share us with your family and friends. Give us a big thumbs up. Ring that bell for notifications. And we'll see you on the next video.
And if there's anything you want to know about the rally, questions, anything like that, just like we had somebody ask about it, they were having trouble trying to sign up for a bike show, you can always write it in the comments, not on a live, but on a regular comments. I read all the comments. I see what's going on. You can also email us to the Bob and Tams at yahoo.com. You've got our phone number. You can text us and get any information you have. We're more
Or
than
if you got
happy.
an idea for a video, let us know.
And let us know what's going on. We have a lot of people telling us about different hamburger places to eat at. We're slowly running out of time.
I'm slowly getting tired of hamburgers.
And so I don't know how many more we're going to do. Right now, we don't have any more. Oh, I have one more. We're still, the Full Throttle Saloon has been playing around with their hamburgers. Last weekend, that something happened. They weren't able to get everything going right. So they didn't have hamburgers last weekend. So this weekend they will. And he's trying to get it because they want it to be the number one. They want me to be the number one hamburger. So he's playing with some stuff to try to get his to be the best. And they're good, but not number one yet. So they want, Michael Ballard wants to say that he was voted in the number one hamburger and in the thing. And they're doing one here in the newspaper. Somebody sent me a link. And we went to the place yesterday that's number one. Well, they got a sign at the cash register. Scan this and vote for us, which isn't right. People should vote based on if they like the food or not.
Yeah.
So being that they're number one, and there's other places, our number one right now is Lewis's, and it's like 10 down the list, and it's like, there's no way. And also the Sugar Shack was below that. It was like 15 down. It's like, no. The people voting on the local people that are voting on this.
Like somebody that eats here every day or 3 times a week.
It's kind of like you've got to watch if you do, like we do a raffle where people vote online for something. Well, you end up getting on some social media thing and you get 1,000 people to vote for you that don't even know you. That's not really fair, but that's the way it works. Well, same thing that's happened with this hamburger challenge that they're doing. Me, I have probably, you think I had 1 million hamburgers?
Probably throughout your life, yes.
Eat a lot of hamburgers. I've been eating hamburgers since I was about 15 years old. I've been eating at least 2 hamburgers a day. And most of my life.
He likes his hamburgers.
Yeah, it's a safe food. Don't get sick very often from hamburgers. Have, but not very often.
I have White Castles, me and Mindy.
Well, we're not sure what it was.
Well, that's
Could've
the only
been
thing we
flu.
both ate.
Could have had flu. Anything else?
Maybe Tam's best brisket segment. Tam's best brisket.
Well, she already
I can't
tell
say
you.
that fast.
You already say what you're going
I already know what that is. I've had a lot, and it's got to be the Shed down in Mississippi on exit 57.
And she had something that
Off
had
the
been
10.
good. You had something that we were here. You said was pretty good. I don't know where. Yeah, we're all done.
At the Jared's Roadhouse. They have good brisket. Not as good as the Sheds.
Well, what'd you think
That's
about brisket?
That was good too.
a
That
full
was really
throttle.
good. Yeah. There was another brisket. I won't tell you where we were at, and they said we did the hamburger challenge, and they said we want you to try.
But we
all
were
of our
telling them
stuff.
what the full throttle was doing. And it's another place in town. They said, let us bring out our sample of our pulled pork and the brisket. It was like leather.
After I ate a couple bites, I said that tastes like something I would make. I don't cook. Everything I've ever cooked, tried to cook. I don't care. I follow the recipe to the T, and it always is dried out. Tastes like shoe leather. Has no taste at all. That's what that tasted like. I told him. I said I could have made that.
I said, you got to eat it because they're giving it to you for free.
I mean, good thing they just gave us a sliver of it.
And they gave us pulled pork, and it was nasty too.
Won't disclose that information where it was at, but
be cautious.
I didn't like it.
Remember the places we tell you to eat. We try not, because sometimes it's just a bad day for them. But it rolls into some of this thing when you're looking at some of these vendors, especially the people that are out here on the street. There's only one vendor on the street that we'll eat at. Nobody else would eat at.
Johnny's.
But there are some people out here that I'm pretty sure that whatever's left over in them skillets at night, it comes out the next morning and they warm it back up again. We've heard some horror stories from some locals here that in some of the hotels and some of the houses here that the vendors rent that some of the food is actually not refrigerated. Well, the mayor said that there was a truck out here, I don't know when, refrigerated truck that was broke, and they were still using it to store their meat for the vendors for that
to cook
that vendor that was here. And the city caught it and they closed them down. So I don't know who it was. If anybody knows about a vendor that the food got closed down sometime in the past, but it had to be in the last few years for this guy to know about it. So I don't know. But I
don't like corny food. I never have. When I was little, I got sick on a corn dog. I still eat corn dogs, but yeah, if rolling weenies, I don't do.
No 7-Eleven wiener for her. All right.
I couldn't tell you how I did my thing.
You're still talking.
Good night.
Good night, boo-boo.
Good night, John boy.
At that, we're going to leave you right here at, where you at?
The Sturgis Brewing House in Sturgis, South Dakota.
There you go. Nobody else is giving you a live this weekend anywhere near Sturgis, South Dakota. We'll see all of you
on a video soon.
That's right. Tomorrow's video and then live on Sunday. So be looking for us on Sunday. There you go.
Bye.